Ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful day for some Cosmonarchy. And we don't have just regular, ordinary, everyday Cosmonarchy here. We got Demilune to cast, and we got some StarCraft 2 pros to play. How about that, Demilune? How are you doing?
I can only hope to one day be regular, ordinary Cosmonarchy. For now, I'm a freak. But yeah, StarCraft 2 pros, man. These guys seem pretty intimidating. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty out of the StarCraft 2 scene. I don't really know who these guys are. Before Pronogo told me, I was like, wait, who are these like high-level Brood War players I haven't heard of? But that's not what we're dealing with today.
No, it's worth pointing out we have Trigger, currently top 20 in the world for StarCraft 2, a rising player. All of these guys kind of rising on the younger side. We've got two 23-year-olds and a 21-year-old. That's how you know they're not Brood War pros. And
oh, man. I didn't realize how young Trigger was. I was looking at his Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Oh, who are these babies?
Yeah, exactly. And so Trigger's coming in here as our top seed, followed by YoungYakov, top 40 in the world right now, a rising Zerg star over from Russia. And then we have HonMonO, our first South Korean pro. Comes in, I believe he's ranked around 65, 68, something like that in the world right now. Very much a player who has a fun play style in StarCraft 2. He's actually very cheesy. So it's interesting. Like, he's very off-meta, I guess is probably a more delicate way to put that, because some people think cheesy is like a negative, but that's not how I mean it. I'm just saying, you know how it goes. You got a different style. So I wonder how he's going to adapt to Cosmonarchy. But adapting to Cosmonarchy, that's the name of the game, Demilune. And not all of our players have really had a chance to do that, have they?
Well, no. I mean, do you want the inside intel? I was trying to help Trigger out, right? Since, I guess he's Protoss, I'm Protoss. I don't really feel that much affinity, to be honest, for StarCraft 2 Protoss. But nonetheless, he definitely needs some help. As I understand it, he hasn't actually played the mod yet. So this is going to be like a throwback to when I was playing my first ever PvP games in the Ascension qualifiers. That'll be this is going to be an experience. I expect him to sort of not know what he's doing and sort of be like, what the hell, that unit's unfair. My expectations are low, but they could be exceeded. YoungYakov, on the other hand, just joined the lobby. At least we know they've got the game installed. Do you know if they've actually been able to play it?
Yeah, so here's the thing. YoungYakov, I dispatched... I was sitting here thinking as like the master sort of assembler, the architect, if you will, of this show match. I was like, who can I get to perhaps perchance partake in some Cosmonarchy with these pros that maybe wouldn't be able to get their own practicing going in the same degree? Well, here's what I decided. I would dispatch certain agents to each player, and so I dispatched you to Trigger, and I dispatched Hamster to YoungYakov, and I didn't need to dispatch anybody to HonMonO, which is good because there's no other Koreans that I'm aware of. There's the one Japanese guy that speaks Korean, and I don't think he's a top-level player, so I don't know if he'll be able to help us. And that's about it. So I was like, how can I help HonMonO? Turns out HonMonO helped himself. He's been grinding this game like just a legend, honestly. Just a beautiful sight to behold. His macro in particular, I'm looking forward to a lot. So I'm going to see how that one works out. But we do indeed have YoungYakov, who apparently was like set up a practice date and time earlier today with Hamster to get a little bit of information from there. And so the fact that he's in the lobby is very nice. Very nice. So I'm looking forward.
Yeah. So, how did you get these players anyway? How did they find out about this?
Well, I was in Uthermal's Discord server, and a couple of them were there because of the 2v2 circuit, so I added them on Discord, and then I was like, hey, you guys want a show match? And I gave them the pitch, and then they were like, yeah, sure. And so, in the case of HonMonO, that's not true. Solstice put me in contact with HonMonO because he tried the Scion races mod that Solstice is responsible for, and so...
Oh, okay, so they're already sort of about the mods?
HonMonO is, yeah, he's already been around around the block there, but not the same for Trigger, who is now the man on your screen. This guy is a solid player. Oh, HonMonO's taking a slut. And he's got to watch. But Trigger out here, he's got his Radiohead, which I'm sure is going to get me copyright struck. He's out here with the Zealot favorite unit. He's probably going to make like 30 gateways, at least I hope so. This guy is going to be much more used to the multi-building select, the higher unit limit, stuff like that. He's not going to be used to a lot of things about StarCraft 1. I don't know how often he has played StarCraft 1, but the overall tenor of his match, I'm thinking it's going to be an interesting one. He told me that his favorite map was Tokamak, so we're going to be playing on our port of Tokamak in Cosmonarchy, Magnetron, a port I have overseen, my steward, so to speak. And it's definitely, it's an interesting idea, but his opponent is indeed going to be YoungYakov, and that's a guy who I'm not so sure in the same way is going to represent, you know, someone who's not played that much, right? I feel like this is probably the most fair starting position we could be in, is these two players, because of the way that they have not played that much together. You know, obviously, Trigger hasn't played much at all. You gave him some advice. We'll talk about that in the cast. But YoungYakov, I don't even have confirmation yet that Hamster and him played. I assume they did, because they set a date for it, but I have no idea if they've played or not. So I don't know anything about what YoungYakov knows. It's going to be a fun time to see what they know. And I think we're probably going to try to get right into it here. Let's see.
Well, YoungYakov did ask us for a couple minutes. So we've got the known quantities, right? We've got Trigger, who we know has literally not played a game yet.
That's right.
And we've got HonMonO, who we know is going to be a beast. He's been grinding already.
That's right.
And then YoungYakov is the dark horse, I guess. We've got no idea. He said he's played a couple of hours. But we don't know what quality a couple of hours is. I remember my first couple of hours, like on Boscovine, just like, man, what the hell is a cataphract? Why is it so good? You know,
Yeah, right,
I didn't learn that much. And then like the whole thing, I was just dropping cataphracts. I'm like, they seem good, right? So
yep.
You know,
I remember those days.
We don't know if he's been like hardcore grinding against like, you know, Hamster or ED or Hit 'em Up or something, you know, and he's like got all the strats already, or if he's just kind of like, oh, this is cool, and is like found some unit that isn't very good that he wants to make. You know, there could even be a downside. And this is sort of what I said to Trigger, like, you're going to get very overwhelmed with so many choices, and that's the hardest thing when you first start. I remember when the very first game I booted up the game, I played Zerg, and like I was just overwhelmed by how many options there are on the lava, and I like morphed to Oxel Cesian or whatever it was at the time.
And then you couldn't make workers.
Now I can't make anything. I'm like, what am I doing? It's so confusing. So it's gonna be super tough. I want to save what I just told him till the game starts.
Sure, yeah.
Ooh, he wants to go full screen.
That is Alt plus Enter.
You don't need to do config, you can just do it.
If it's in CNC draw, which is how he did it, it's Alt Enter, yeah. All right.
Well, I mean,
listen,
you know, players don't need full screen.
That's right. That's the classics, the classics. And you know what? I think HonMonO is going to be a classic. You know, everybody else put a basic unit down from StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2, right? This guy comes in and he decides HonMonO's favorite unit is the Phobos. Come on, man. Come on. You can't. You gotta love a guy who's gonna go ahead and drop that one on you. This man is just like even his picture is just like he's pointing right at you. He's like, you did not practice enough.
He's saying this war is over. You know?
This war is over. That's right.
That's right. So, shit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. One of the things that I'm really excited about as we get a little bit closer to our start point here, waiting on YoungYakov to finish up his stuff. I'm sure it'll be momentary here. Is the fact that HonMonO came in here and one of the things that he said was, "I will win every match in the Showmatch." Just like he's very confident, and so that's the kind of stuff I like to see. Even if it doesn't end up like bearing out that way, and that would be the most hype situation is if the players can figure things out, kind of like at the last second. That would be super cool to see. But I have no idea. I have no idea what our players are going to look like once we get into the game, but at least they get to play on a familiar battleground for them, given this is going to be, the first rounds are going to be on StarCraft 2 ports. We only have 3 of them, so we don't have a lot to go through, but we'll see what they can do as time progresses. It's definitely going to be a fun one, so I'm looking forward to that one.
I think YoungYakov is ready here.
All right.
They seem keen.
Little
do they know what they're getting themselves into.
Not a single clue. Ladies and gentlemen, our show match is beginning. And here we are. We have, in the bottom left of Magnetron, a port of Tokamak, YoungYakov, reigning in as Zerg. He is our forest green Zerg. And in the top right, we have Trigger. He is here as the Maya Blue? Oh, Aero Protoss. Well, I bungled both of the color guesses, so we are destined for a disaster. Let's see what that disaster has entail for us. What did you tell Trigger, Neblime?
Well, I wasn't sure if he'd been like watching casts or something. Okay, no, hang on. I'm going to interrupt and point out. Look how he's rallying to his minerals. You know we're in StarCraft 2 territory. Okay, you figured it out. Anyway, Oh, I like this. I wasn't sure how much he might have seen of the mod, what he might know or not know. Yeah. So I thought I'd just say in the lobby, are you aware that you don't need to build anything in your gas to mine it? And he's like, oh, great, okay, thanks. So that sort of gives you an idea of how blind he's coming in, right? He might have been sitting here waiting to build the simulator, you know?
Right.
So now he knows, I'm glad. And honestly, I'm kind of sad these aren't Brood War players because they don't know how wild it is to be here on the installation tile set.
Yes.
Like, building buildings. Look at that ramp. That's an amazing ramp over there. Is that a remastered ramp?
No, this is DF's ramp. If you're talking about the one to the floor.
Oh, that's pretty sick. Yeah. Just to the left of Trigger.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, YoungYakov going down for that hatch first, playing very StarCraft 2. Yeah. I guess very Brood War as well sometimes. But Trigger, I did also tell him, because he said, well, like, I don't have time to practice or anything. I'm like, okay, well, Zealot Ecclesiast is pretty good. So I kind of just told him to make a bunch of gateways and see how it goes. Because obviously he doesn't have much time to think about much else. Hydra coming up, though, and that may indeed be more effective than it was, especially for sort of a newer player at this. Again, I don't really know how much we should think of YoungYakov's play. Maybe he really has a way better idea of what I think. But if it's pure Zealot Ecclesiast coming out and Trigger's just like, all right, well, I don't know what else to do, so I'm just going all in. Hydras are actually pretty good. Because if you make Zeph Quaz, you know, it's easy for the Ecclesiast to sort of just keep scaling and you don't really have an answer, whereas Hydras, there's always some play.
Yeah, listen, there's another little aspect about this map that I don't know if it's going to come into play, but it is different than your traditional. Look at the dead center of the map. At the very center of the map, it lies a Tensender waiting to be claimed on the highest ground.
Very cool.
We'll see how that
Surely neither player will know how to do that.
I have no idea. I have no doubt that they have no idea. And, of course, in those bases sort of north and south of that position, we do have a Wellbore and a Sieve. So for maximum extra Vespene, basically rich gas in those bases, but they are quite harassable if you look at the mineral fields and how easy it is to kind of wrap around and hit them. That's supposed to be as close as I can get with StarCraft 1 pathing to the position where, you know, you're sitting here like, oh, there's destructible rocks behind the resources and stuff, you know, like the more wacky stuff that we can't really do to the same degree because of the pathing system being very different. I
assume it's a Zelnaga in the middle normally.
Oh no, actually, I don't think this one has any towers. That was just a total fabrication for me. The whole middle of the layout is very different than the original map, but you know, I think it still works. The main quadrants are still very similar.
Dude, YoungYakov knows something. He's going straight into ski back to you.
Okay. And meanwhile, we have 5 gateways coming for Trigger, so...
I mean, going pure Skiff is actually kind of the hard counter to this, because there's no splash from gateways, so you can't really deal with a Skiff stack. It can always just fight the gateway straight up as long as you have time to get the numbers. But is that what he's thinking? He's thinking to get the backdoors. He's got a good amount of army so far. I mean, I don't dislike this from Trigger, but if we don't see a Hierophant or something, the Hydras really can just out-micro this. Interesting that it's a Larvosk down there. It's not going to be the tankiest building, but it'll help a little bit. I mean, I don't know. On balance, it looks like YoungYakov should be able to hold, but I guess it depends how the micro goes.
Yeah. It's also something that's worth pointing out is their armies are passing each other like ships in the night right now, and I think that might end up favoring... Okay, the Azira Corps is going to spot this. Now, what's the reaction from Mr. Yakov? He does end up pulling his Hydras away from the smaller group of infantry coming through from Trigger on the east side. A good micro, stutter stepping his units back. At least they won't feel too out of place.
So far, so good for Trigger, though. He's got a good amount of damage on the changing shield, but needs to not get his army spread out. You definitely need to keep everything concentrated with Zealot Ecclesiast. Getting some good hits on these Hydras in the middle line as his reinforcers get heckled. I mean, it's a trade. I don't know if Protoss wants to trade units for units per se, though. But he's getting some worker kills, which is pretty good here.
Yeah, no drilling there from Yakov. Maybe a bit of a surprise move. Now, the problem now is that the Ecclesiasts are all dying, so the shield sustain is going to be non-existent anymore, and a little bit of micro for the Hydras is going to go a long way, as YoungYakov seems to be trying to mono battle his way to some sort of victory. He did have a couple Azira Corps out earlier. They did stall out the pressure. Oh, and it looks like one Zealot has made it into the main base. There you go.
Where did he get in there?
Yeah, that was part of the initial attack. Yeah, very sneaky. So, going to have to deal with that guy.
Gosh.
Bully him out.
This is pretty bad for Yakov, because he's taken a lot of economic damage. He's able to just sort of rebuild it, but that means he's not building more Hydras. Meanwhile, more gateway units being built, but very disjointed now. He needs to concentrate in one spot. I mean, he's doing his best to harass. A Legionnaire actually kind of clutch here with this open natural, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. So, yeah, there's a wide open natural as a feature of the original map, and so this is a situation where YoungYakov is really feeling the pressure, as he hasn't been able to put anything in to, like, kind of stuff that with a macro hatch or anything.
Here we go. He's the main army, but he does not have many Ecclesiasts with this. Now, the Zealots aren't terrible versus Hydras. Without any sustained, and like I was saying, without a Hierophant to slow, not going to get that much done. I think Trigger's stopped a bit short on workers here. It's actually possible, I think, to sustain 5 gates and still expand, probably, if you saturate a bit more, but it will be quite inefficient, so maybe it's for the best to just keep powering units. He does have a lot of Zealots now. Again, without much Ecclesiast support, it can be microed down, but we'll see.
Yeah, he's trying to slip
nice
through that little, that little SimCity spot that he's got there. There were some Izira cores made, but they're all the way in the back. Where's the focus fire? Is it even going to be focus fired? That's the question. Some Zealots are very, very low indeed. 3 of them falling almost at the same time. And now the Hydra count is way too high, I feel like, for YoungYakov to have any worries in this position whatsoever. He's just fighting in his own mineral line, fending off what Trigger has coming. And now back to
it almost sort of works.
Yeah.
You could see that, like, if he had a few more Ecclesiasts and he sort of didn't dive right into the trap, he sort of got among them and almost broke them. But yeah, I think he's being cleaned up now. And with nothing but Zealot Ecclesiast coming out, I don't think he can do much. GG's, he knows the Hydra count is a bit too much. Pretty strong stuff, honestly, from both players. I like the harass he was able to put on good worker kills, but I mean, you know, in the end of the day, you do just make units.
You can just make units and then get to the position where you're exactly what we saw there. There was a 5-gate all-in from Trigger, and YoungYakov will take the game almost as a matter of course from that position. So he's up to $30. Remember, our players get 20 for showing up, and they do indeed after that get $10 per map win. So that is where we find ourselves. That means that HonMonO is called up to represent South Korea in Cosmonarchy. We will be seeing his favorite map pop in. That is going to be our Tsunami match. And this one is going to be between YoungYakov and HonMonO. Tsunami, a port of Oceanborn.
Well, I mean, Yakov didn't do anything too, like, mod-knowledge-y, I guess. But he's proved himself that he can just make Hydras. Is that all he's going to need to do today? I don't know. I feel like HonMonO is going to bring something more fancy. Like I said, that was Trigger's first game ever, I believe. And he kind of just did what I told him to do. He just made gates, and, you know, it was not bad. You can see there was a big threat there, and he did get some damage done. But I think he's sort of missing the idea that you can actually just, like, scale up the Ecclesiast really well. So if he sort of pulled back and stopped engaging so piecemeal, came in again, I think he could have done very well. But, I mean, Yakov showed very good SimCity use, which is something that's usually missing when you come to Brood War for StarCraft 2. But he had a really good setup there where it, like, funneled the Zealot team. They got all spread out. So that was well done.
Very well done. Very well done. These are very fast games so far, at least that first one. We do have our players ready to go, and so let's see if we can make things. Oh, HonMonO asking him, did you practice? Well, the answer might be yes, might be no, and let's get into our next map. This one, ported by Jujic, a very heavy homie here as far as that's concerned. I'm a big fan. A little bit, says YoungYakov. I didn't, says HonMonO. Shut up. What a troll. This man out here is totally telling fibs. Just installed. He's got a cast where he's playing in, like, on the public channel, by the way.
Oh, already? That's how much he's been grinding.
Yeah,
okay.
it was an FFA cast, but still, that counts. That is.
Does Yakov have any chance here, man? I mean, this sounds pretty grim.
Yeah, well, listen, we're gonna find out. I did like his Hydra-based play. It does come down to whether or not Mr. HonMonO has something in mind for the. Like, I'm guessing it's going to be bio here in a moment. We're going to find out. Is he going ministry? Okay, never mind. The bio, it looks like he wants to do double stockade open. That's interesting.
Well, this is very bad for Yakov because it is hatch first. And theoretically, you just kind of show up and start blasting before Zerg's ready, I think, here. I don't really see how Zerg's going to be ready. And indeed even made another draw left before the pool. I mean, in Brood War, this is, like, fine. It's like, okay, you make the hatch first, and if you want to be greedy, you can usually make a drone. But in StarCraft 2, I'm pretty sure you can make a hatch first as well. But in Cosmonarchy, it's dicey. It's dicey at best. And this is sort of the conventional aggressive Terran opening. It's just getting this just okay, sending this maps across. Now, the Course Pool is coming. Does he know about Ruler Row Cores?
That is a good question.
Does Live play in it?
Yeah, I don't know if either player has encountered that. Big shout out to Trigger for following the stream. He's going to be watching and figuring out maybe if he can glean some details about either of his opponents. So the double stockade, I mean, it's not that different than if you were going, 2 racks. It's a little bit, actually, I guess it's more like a 1 racks expand. This is going to be a 2 racks. It could be an expand behind it. He's got the minerals for it. Also, if you strain your ear, you might be able to hear a little ambient sound effect for the stockade training units that I added recently. So that's something we're trying to push, cool. Having some idle sound effects there for all the games.
Oh, I hear it. It's quite subtle.
Yeah, and I feel like it probably should be since, you're going to have a full base of them.
Oh, the freaking bulwark sound, though, somehow to my ears, it sounds like burrowing noises. Oh. So I keep hearing it and be like, oh my god, what's in my base?
That's funny.
Okay, here he comes. Now, the first batch of Zephs will hatch, but honestly, Zephs are the wrong unit here. You need Quaz for this. Zephs will just get melted.
Oh, there's 2 Hurricanes
instantaneously.
as well. Yeah, so StarCraft 2 doesn't have a Firebat unit. The closest thing they have is the Hellbat after you already upgrade, you know, you get your armory, and then your Hellions can turn into Hellbats. The thing about the Huracan is, like, it's an infantry unit. It has the fire, but imagine if the fire also rendered armor and did a little bit of damage over time. It's not just anti-light. We don't have those damage types here, but it does end up naturally being pretty good because of the splash damage. So let's see whether or not YoungYakov Zets can handle this. The stim comes out. That's very good DPS already. Oh, he's going to try to dive onto the Hurricans. Oh, he's engaging right into them, right into the splash damage. That's instantaneous death for all of those. He's still not necessarily in a bad position, because as long as he can actually kill this Huracan, I think the Quaz can clean up after, but he is definitely under the pump already.
What Quaz? They're dying. There's none
Unbelievable.
left. This is the problem with Hatch First, is that your production can be camped here. I mean, he's sending out units, but they are just rallying to their deaths, and then a few Zephs. He needs to build up.
Oh, he's making Brute Spawn. He's got the Rilla Roadcourse coming.
Okay, but does he know what they actually do? Because I feel like they're going to run off, creep, and die. Can they make it? Okay, I guess they can make it. Okay, gets the reinforcements, but Rilla Roadcourse kind of don't do much on their own. I mean, he gets the Huracan, I guess. But where are the Quaz? He's got so many minerals, man. Very thrown off by this, not prepared what he's going to make. And all the Hydra is done, but it's too late for that. He's Prolix we get for a single Hydra hatches, I think.
Yeah,
so let's see.
I just installed, says HonMonO, and then he runs the units right into YoungYakov's base. This is his favorite map, and he wasted no time in it. He's not going to smell the flowers, see what's going on. He's like, I'm just going to kill him. And so there we go. Very unfortunate.
In my opinion, this is how Cosmonarchy Terran is played. I think he's doing it perfectly. GG.
GG, all right. Yeah, and listen, I feel like, especially what with the big information burden here, there is a case to be made where, these are going to be really fast games. Like, they don't necessarily know all of the units. Maybe they've gotten a little bit of an understanding of the tier 1, since they might have looked at the website, which has that little cheat sheet for you, all the unit listings, and they might have figured that out based on that. But honestly, that's about as far as you can get right about now, and YoungYakov has to sit the next one out with HonMonO, going to be challenged by Trigger.
All right, this is going to be tough. I mean, HonMonO's coming out the gate as we sort of predicted, showing that he's strong. But we don't know if he's had practice only for Zerg or something like that. We don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, yeah. It's certainly something that I'm interested in. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to Potidaea for our next map. It's a fairly lengthy one. And then when YoungYakov challenges, we'll pick his map, his favorite map, which is a port of Everdream. We'll see how that one goes. And I'll go ahead and let Trigger know that our lobby is up.
All right.
Newt in the chat saying HonMonO's not going to drop a game unless he does 3-minute stream before anything.
Well, if he keeps winning, he might start to get a bit ballsy,
Yeah. Try the style
when he comes out the gate with the sort of aggressive double stockade, but then after he wins a few, like, oh, this is boring. Let me do something. Honestly, that's how it happens to you, at least in practice games. If you keep winning, you kind of just go like, oh, I'll try this. Prediction: the Protoss will only make gateway and die about teching. No. Look, he doesn't even know what units could be made.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, Crank. Well, I see your lobby there. How's that going?
It's having a good time. People playing games these days. There is a Lithuanian text channel for Mr. Crank and his mates. So
did not know he's Lithuanian until now.
Oh yeah. He brought in some countrymen. There's 4 of them now. Vilius wasn't affiliated, but he's with them because he's also from Lithuania. So they're all hanging out. They're all doing things. It's very cool. All right, our players are ready, and our Gamba is also ready. This one is HonMonO versus Trigger. We're going to more neutral ground here. Let's see where we end up. Because Trigger's in the top left, and he is our forest green Protoss. HonMonO in the bottom right is our Palatinate blue Terran. He's not trying the same style against Trigger, right? He's not like,
well,
I didn't practice, I just installed. He's not saying the same thing.
Oh, that style, the chat style,
the
not the game style. Yeah, maybe he's not running gas, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be stockades. I was just thinking, you really can tell the difference between StarCraft 2 maps and sort of, obviously this is an original Cosmonarchy map, but it's also very much brutal style. you know, a lot of like sort of big high ground areas with big ramps, you know, compared to this. It's like more or less a flat map with a few sort of outposts. I do think it's a very good map, though. You know, I love a very pretty big map. Okay, there's that stockade. Pretty late, to be honest. But he's going to make the second one, I believe, right after this. Where's his minerals going? It is a gateway again, by the way. Are we going to see Zealot Ecclesiast? Not very effective against Bio, I would say. It can be, but it's kind of an all-or-nothing proposition. What I think is really strong against the Bio sometimes is Amaranth. Early in the game, it can be almost impossible for the Mavericks to do anything about it. Obviously, the Huracan's going to help. Now, we see him saving up a lot of money. Is he going to get a Fulcrum follow-up here? Is it going to be something crazy like a Vestry? I'm wondering what HonMonO's doing. I don't really have that many thoughts about Trigger, because I know he doesn't know that much.
Oh, Dracodon. He's going to try the Dracodon. Okay. All right, so that is better versus Terran than Zealot Ecclesia, so he's already thought about that a little bit.
I was telling him that if it's Bio, you kind of want to focus on Dracodons mostly, because, yeah, the Zealot Ecclesia is not as reliable. I wish I'd told him about Amaranth, to be honest, because that would be a pretty good play. Oh, look at this. This is very modern. Look at HonMonO. He's playing like the most like recent thing. You know, the most recent.
He just
innovation.
installed Nebline. What are you talking about? I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, this is a very modern opener for Terran right now. I don't know about TBZ, but I know it definitely does things versus Protoss, where you go for the Cyprians and you make your ministry into an anchor. So the Vespene was actually for the Cyprians the whole time. I did not really know initially what he was doing with it, and he's going to go ahead and put down an anchor. This is a map that is going to give him plenty of room to be microed against, but the Cyprians are going to have good range versus something like a Dracodon, which is on the way now to see what's going on and be a little bit inquisitive. Now, Trigger so far hasn't showed us more than just a couple of gateways, right? So we don't know what he's planning.
His anchor positioning is quite poor, by the way, but we'll see if he can punch that. The Cyprians in an anchor are very good against the Dracodon. Outside the anchor, you can always be picking them off, which so far, he's getting a couple shots in. HonMonO probably doesn't know that you're going to repair everything, but it probably won't matter that much. Now the anchor's up, it's pretty hard to engage. I still would like to see him sort of poke around the side. I mean, there's a lot of shield regen you can do, and you can just build up the Drax and sort of pretend you're playing Broodboar and sort of keep hitting that anchor and making it repair and so on. But the Cyprians do sort of do enough damage and have enough range that they sort of bully that back. But we see the expand coming up. So very sort of responsible play from Trigger so far. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Honestly, both players, if you didn't tell me who they were, I'd say, it's probably someone who's active in the community, because these both look like the sort of most up-to-date openings.
Yeah, I think maybe it's interesting that it's such a heavy lean into Dracodons and not a single Hierophant. That's probably the only thing that might read as a bit off, but it's totally plausible as an opening build, so we love to see Trigger already looking like he's one of the fold. He did say, by the way, another factor to maybe him being a little bit on the faster side with his game times is if the show match ends up going long, and we do 11 matches, sometimes it can go upwards of 4 hours. If the show match goes long, he might not be available for super late. So he's probably thinking about trying to have these sort of 2 base timings at best. And the Ardent Authority is on the way. So he's already thought, what does he want to make? A Cantor. Or somebody's been telling him. I don't know what.
I mean, this anchor is pretty vulnerable, but I think Trigger does not know the power of Protoss shields. Oh, he's going to get cornered here if he's not careful. He needs to get out. Like, it looks like he probably will. Maybe lose one.
Yes, he's losing one for sure, yeah. And so there she goes. The Hurricanes come out to help the armor, and the armor penetration of the Cyprian not so good versus the Drax. It didn't end up killing any units either. I guess he applied a little bit of pressure, forced an unload from the anchor. And that's pretty much it.
I think if he just attacked it straight up, he could have been annoying. Because you can just keep hitting it and retreating the shield. Now the Cyprian's coming across. Now, with good micro, you can sort of just pick this force apart. But with not so good micro, you've got to be very careful. Because these Drax can die. He does need to pull back. But he will be able to get his shields back as long as he stays out of range. And more Drax are coming out. So I don't think this will be very dangerous. Unless HonMonO gets a really good engagement here. He does have 5 stockades behind this, though. So, I mean, I don't know. If he was rallying Mavs constantly, this could be, like, really threatening. But he is looking to get a couple more Hurricanes. Making another ministry, apparently.
Yes.
He's going macro this game, so never mind what you're saying.
This is what happens in StarCraft 2. Like, why am I not on 3 base? It's 5 minutes. Come on, let's go. And so that's what they're thinking. They're thinking about that base count.
Yeah, my main's mined out already. Give me another base. Right?
I've dropped 3 mules.
Positron.
Okay.
Positron probably an excellent choice here. Now, if it goes into Eidolons and such, I don't like them as much, but against the basic stockade units, I think it's pretty good.
Well, now this is interesting. The Dracodons are about to walk right in. There are some Hurricanes coming out that can stall it, and then the crunch can come in from the 3rd.
Well, if he just pulls back, he'll get these Hurricanes for free. Let's see if he sort of tweaks that something's not right, if it's too easy. Because there is enough room on the left that you can retreat. Uh-oh, no, he's stuck now.
Now he's going to commit.
Bad.
Maybe he can pop the shaman on the way. Yeah, there we go.
That
That's 100 of each resource. Oh, the Mason pull to try to block him out. I don't know how deep he's going to get with his scout or anything. This is going to work out very nicely. Man. Yeah, 6 Draconids down the drain. He killed the shaman. That was the best he could have done in that position. Maybe he'll pick one Cyprian. One more. There you go. He got one Cyprian on the way out. So his army count has definitely been reduced. He doesn't have any static defense at the natural. He's going to put a gateway down instead just to add more. And he does have an Acantor, which, you know, if you had enough of those, I don't think there's really a way that you can assail a position with bio. Listen, HonMonO is welcome to try to prove me wrong, but his first shaman is down. That's going to delay his push quite a bit. And he doesn't have any Mavericks, so his army is very slow moving.
Yeah, I will say that his micro, I feel like, is not that good. I assume he's just not that used to Brood War. It's not that, you know, it's like mechanical mistakes or anything. I feel like he doesn't know how the best way to move the units around. Yeah. So I would say, like, you know, in the hands of a skilled player, this Protoss Force is able to defend what's coming. But no offense to Trigger, in his hands, I have my doubts. HonMonO seems aggressive. He seems like he's not going to second guess himself. I think he's going to give it a go, and we'll have to see if Trigger can pull this off. Because I think no matter what happens, you're going to lose the Acantor. But if it does enough damage, the Drac should easily be able to kite the rest. But we'll see what he's up to there. Okay, nice pullback there. Does not want to be clustered, though, against both the Hurricanes and the Cyprians. Hey. Where's that Plasma Shell going? Who knows?
Oh, yeah, well, that Acantor is only now going to have the fire burn out. All right, it's going to help out a little bit here, but it's busy with all of the front line. The Cyprian's still reigning supreme so far. However, they are busy attacking the gateway. That soaked up a ton of damage.
There we go.
That ends up being really impactful. So a much more cost-efficient trade for Trigger, but he is down a little bit economically. Look at the Mason count. HonMonO has so many workers. He's fully satted at his natural, with the exception of the Ridge.
He's queuing them. Yeah. He's got 4 queues.
That's something. Yeah. I noticed that about Trigger's gateways as well. He has a ton of units in the queue. He's got full max queues on his 2 gates over there.
Oh, that's not good. No. Decided that one Acantor was enough. I would hope, seeing its performance, he decides to make more. Okay, he does start another one. It is, if HonMonO is intent on sticking with this tier 1 comp, I mean, Acantors alone will be strong enough. Oh, that poor zealot. Yeah, you need to get those Eidolons out, or even Savants, either one, because the Cyprians, they seem very good, but they really start to struggle as the game goes on. Oh, there's so many idle workers on HonMonO's natural. He doesn't realize that he's not rallying them to mine. The StarCraft 2 rally hitting.
Oh, no, you mean Trigger's natural. Yeah, that's a lot.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Well, there's some on the third. Okay, he's got him.
Stream sniping, confirmed.
Yeah.
A 4th ministry coming up here.
Yeah, and Trigger's only now thinking about a 3rd base here. I think he really desperately needs more gateways when these many queues that he's got kicking up. And so he's going to add 2 more in the natural and the Nexus at the 3rd. But it's a very fragile position for him right now.
Well, I don't actually hate Protoss' position that much. If Terran does not make anything other than these 2 units, or 3, I guess, with the Shaman, it can be dealt with just with what Trigger's making. He's getting the Unitary, it looks like. I'm trying to think what the best unit... Honestly, the Asciliant might be okay. If you just hit the Hurricanes and...
Trying to get rid of that front line. Yeah, that could be good. I mean, if he gets a bunch of Architects and his frontline chaff is strong enough or goes deep enough in terms of the numbers of them, then I do think that can work out as well, even though you'd normally associate that versus mech because of the lower targets. People have been making Unars a lot lately as well, so I don't know. There's a couple of things there to think about.
The Architects, I don't know, man. They seem good, but it's like you need a really high number of them, and it's like, well, what if I just had one of the other units? They do a lot, you know? Like the Unar, I think, could be good. Yeah. And the Asciliant, I feel like it's not that great, but it's just kind of cheap, you know? So it could do something. The Vibrance, I mean, theoretically could be good against Hurricanes, I guess. If you get it around to the Cyprians, it could do major damage. I don't know. All right, here we go. There's going to be engagement here. The Candle's out of position. I think this Nexus is going to go down, but Trigger's army should be able to win the fight. Oh, big shells coming out. This is dangerous.
They just explode on contact. The Hurricane's not able to do too much more. They are getting a little bit of worker damage dealt, so a couple of those workers will go down. And remember, HonMonO is up by 30 plus, so this is just going to be maximizing the damage. Random Cyprian onto the south there. Pat's into death, and the Draconids are standing tall enough, but they do need to cycle back. Oh, they need to cycle back. Oh my god. It's a brutality. We could end up seeing the Acantors all die here, depending on the control.
I think he's got this, though. The Cyprians kind of don't have that good single target damage.
Oh, body blocked by the Shaman!
Yeah? Well, he's not targeting him. I think, yeah, Trigger does come out on top, but losing that base was something he could not afford. And we see where all the expansion is going to be. A Servitor is roaming around, finding what it can find. It's gonna, kill a couple workers, I suppose. But I mean, it's like you find this many, and you're like, oh god, I need to kill a lot to keep in this game.
Well,
That
yeah.
said,
Yeah.
still no tech whatsoever from Terran.
He just puts
Unitary is
down
finally
Atlas,
making that
that's about it.
Assylian. Yeah, the Assylian's going to require a lot of micro here. I feel like Trigger is not engaging in the micro Protoss needs to, where you constantly sort of pull back. So I'm not sure he's going to get much value out of it. Now, the Acantors don't really need micro. They kind of just like, well, if the enemy army comes near it, the plasma shells are coming out. Oh man, that Servitor's in a lot of trouble.
Oh, the Hurricanes are storming in. They're walking right past everything. God. Hey, what's up?
No.
How you doing? You got some workers for me?
The scribes.
It's not enough that HonMonO makes double the workers of his opponent. He must also kill as many workers of the opponent. He doesn't end up getting too many kills, yeah. So.
Yeah, just got like 2 or 3, I think.
Well, there's a fadeaway shot that got more, but that's all right. We'll pretend we didn't see that one. The third Nexus being reestablished here. Trigger definitely needs to saturate that. We got gas caps happening all over the place for HonMonO. His Atlas is halfway complete. Clears the Servitor.
What tier 2 unit does he like? Dude, if he's a super modern player, you know what's making the comeback is those Olympians. I want to see him, man. I think they're very cool.
Well, HonMonO wants to be the best, so maybe he can do it. Unfortunately, that Assylian walks right into a bunch of Terran army.
Oh, where is it? Did it die already?
No, it's about half health now, waddling backwards. I like the
idea. It's quite hard to micro because to commit to its volley,
Yeah.
So you got to be very careful. 2 Acantors probably not going to be enough here.
No, there's a lot.
Are coming up.
There's a lot of bio moving in, and one of the Acantors is out in the middle of nowhere. Second Assylian has been made. So that's going to be a dead Acantor immediately. All right, the first Assylian. Oh, it's going to go down very quickly. Where did the other one go? It's way pointed towards the third base of HonMonO, all the way down there at 7 o'clock.
The Shamans.
Oh my god, the Hurricane Tide is bearing down on him. Oh man,
the Shamans trapped the Acantor.
I can't believe what I'm watching. Navlive, HonMonO must have put reactors on every single barracks. What's happened here? GG. So many.
Yeah, I guess so. He just made a lot of them. Did I see that correctly? Did he have like 3,000 minerals at the end there?
Who, HonMonO?
Yeah,
probably. That is probable. Yeah, listen, HonMonO obviously has been gaming. Okay, let's not make any bones about it. He had 6 captaincies coming for the next round as well, so definitely a tough spot. We are going to go to Oneiros, I believe is the name. I'll have to check that. Oneiron, maybe. It is the port of Everdream, and it's YoungYakov's favorite map. So since YoungYakov is coming in for the next squabble, we will be playing on his favorite. We'll see how that one goes. An interesting little jaunt there, that's for sure. But, yeah, Oneiros, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, it was not a bad attempt from Trigger. You could see there was, like, opportunities there. But he did not have sort of, I feel like, the Broodwar familiarity to sort of micro around like he needs to. Like the Cyprians, you really need to pick them apart from an arc all the time. And, the Acantor was a good choice, but they were just not in a position where you needed them. And yeah, it shows the familiarity with the game when you're able to expand so quickly. It shows that everything behind the scenes is going by really easily for you. And it shows that HonMonO's been practicing.
Let's go 6 pool, only way to win, says Newt. We'll see. We'll see. It might end up being the case. I definitely have a feeling there's going to be these like mid-game adaptations. Maybe they check the replay. Maybe they run into the test map. Maybe they just watch the replay and or watch the stream rather and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But there we have it. It is going to be Gamba up. It is going to be time for another round of the match, of the show match. And it's on Everdream. It's a new map, so I'm interested in seeing the way that it goes. Let's get that overlay up to date and introduce our players. What do you got, Nebline?
Oh, no, you introduce first.
Okay. HonMonO is in the top right. He is Sunglow. Why? I can watch Het. Oh.
You okay? What? What? It's using map packs now, says HonMonO?
Yeah, it's a map. It's a map issue. Yeah, that's a Jujik oopsie. He also had an untitled scenario there, so that's all right. It takes 2 seconds.
That's a classic.
We'll be fine. I'll just quickly grab.
Is that to say you're going to do it?
Yeah. I'm gonna fix it right now. Yeah.
All right, very good.
Well, so we can still play on the map. So it's
yeah.
I just had to quickly pop in here and fix the player. Like the triggers and stuff, pasted over. Got him.
I was going to say, we transitioned from like a StarCraft 2 map to like a Cosmonarchy map, and it didn't seem to slow HonMonO down, because probably he's been playing on all the Cosmonarchy maps so far.
Yeah, I don't know if he's played on that map, but it definitely, he's just like, yeah, I'll expand here, I'll take this base, I'll take that base,
Yeah. Anyway, it's the kind of map Potidaea where the next expansion is never that far away, you know, compared to some others we have. But he definitely didn't seem scared of any units running around. This is another thing that Trigger doesn't know, is that the Dracodons really need to maintain map control, and they can constantly be picking at any Terran position if there isn't an anchor there, or something like a Phalanx, or Eidolons, for example. And, you know, the Cyprians are not a bad unit, but they just don't quite have the range to make Dracodons go away permanently. This is what I was saying. He didn't realize how OP Protoss shields are, and if you don't constantly use that tool and get the value from it, it's very hard to keep up with Terran, I feel. Or Zerg, for that matter. You just got to use the tools you have, you know?
Yep, it's worth pointing out that Trigger in that map did make a lot of units in the queue, which wasn't necessarily his best move, right? So that I think that was another thing that
also true.
Had to be contributing to it. So, all right, let's see if
what Arbors? What are you saying? You don't need shield regen? What is Arbors on right
now? Hold on. Why is it?
Yes, they outrange them, but their range isn't so high that you can't approach them and get shots in. Like, if they had 2 more range, you wouldn't even want to go in for shots because you're getting shot from so far away before you even shoot them. But as it is, you can sort of walk in and take a shot and get away without taking too much damage to get your shields back. I mean, do you disagree that if Terran's taking a third, and all they have is like Cyprians without an anchor, like they're just standing out in the open, you'd want to poke in and constantly harass that, don't you think?
I think particularly because the anchor was so far back, that would have been a play. But it was really hard for, I think...
Oh, absolutely.
It's hard for Trigger to read that particular moment.
Oh, yeah, of course. He has no idea what he's capable of or not capable of, right? It's very hard to judge without the experience.
Absolutely. So I do think that if he had been able to flood more gateways earlier, you know, he fell into the same moment. I just realized this. I don't think he made a pylon in that second game.
Oh, yeah, I suppose not. I mean, he didn't need to.
Yeah.
He certainly didn't need to. I mean, well, I guess you're right. He could have had a lot more production. I should have told him about Crucibles, man. How do you tell someone in, like, a few Discord messages how to play the entire game, though?
Right, yeah. Well, Crucible is like permanent chrono boost. That's what you can say for that.
Yeah, I guess I should say that. Is it the same rate?
It's 50%. I don't really know. Chrono Boost changes all the time, or it changed all the time.
I know,
so I have
right?
no idea.
I don't even know how it works in Legacy, dude. So he still sees it.
What the hell?
Pronogo, you were saying it was easy. What have you done?
I think I had a moment. I know what happened. He just left the...
Did you host the wrong version?
No, he left the... I thought it was a trigger issue. But it was actually just the force flags. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing you check, you know?
No, not in this, no.
Yeah, why does Cosmonarchy use triggers instead of just forcing it like that?
Oh, we have to... Well, by default, the game mode is running triggers. It's just invisible to you, so...
Right. I mean, I know in StarCraft there's the base triggers for, like, the defeat and victory conditions.
Okay, that should fix it for real, for real.
What do you mean I've been drinking? Alright, play me with, like, pure Cyprian Huracan. I'll kick your ass, I promise you. It's not that good. Unless we're on one of those stupid micro maps, then I'll definitely lose, because I was playing, who was it? I was playing Vilius on those, and there wasn't much I could do against Cyprian because there's no space. Okay.
I do think that when we have the Protoss in that situation, building all the gateways, right? One thing that comes to mind is that Zealots feel worse because of the armor rend, but they can still be used for run-bys. I think he also tried Legionnaire the one time against Zerg. That's something that's a little bit less efficient versus Terran, but like HonMonO just grew across the map with no constraining force on him, right? I think that's like the main thing. So
for sure.
Figuring out how to scale up faster for Trigger is probably like the thing that will help him the most.
I mean, it's part of the fact that he wasn't aware that he could be in the Terran's face more, that he didn't constrain his growth.
Yep.
Yeah, fix for real this time, says Pronogo. I don't know.
That's
Does
right.
this guy even know how to make maps?
Yeah, kinda.
Has he ever made a map in his life?
Just a few. 1,000. All right, guys, we are coming into a port of Everdream for realsies. Let's see. Are they good? Are they able? Hell yeah, brothers. We're in. We're in, boys. Okay, GLHFs are exchanged. We're getting into the map for realsies, and we have HonMonO in the bottom left. He is our Vermilion Terran. And in the top right, we have YoungYakov, the forest green Zerg. This is his favorite map, Everdream, ported to Cosmonarchy. And this is the end of our StarCraft 2 map ports for now. We will probably add some more later on, and we'll probably tweak these existing ones. One thing I noticed about Magnetron, and I noticed it before I sort of finalized the map, that map has a really wide choke for the natural, doesn't it? So I don't know if that's something that will be ameliorated later or not. But HonMonO is going to be going for a Kagrant. Oh, he might be trying Larvosk first here.
Maybe someone told him, you know, you can't always go hatch first. I mean, he probably saw what happened to him last game. He's like, okay, he's a bit more careful. I do hope he invests more into pause, because I feel like that last game was perfectly holdable if he didn't make any Zephs. Because they kind of are a dead loss in that situation, I feel like. Especially with HonMonO knowing how to micro his Mavericks and Hurricanes, you know? Alright, there we go. That is that K-Grant. I do hope he puts the cause pool down a bit faster this time, because it is double stockade again. HonMonO has no doubts about what he's doing. He has that conviction.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? So the Larvosk comes out. Pool is going to come next, I'm sure. Or it's going to be a Den. Dude, what if it's Larvosk hatch?
Ooh. I mean, is he really going to defend with Villarocos? I think he's just going to die if that's the case. Oh no, it is going to be a Den.
Yeah,
I think this is also a mistake, because I feel like it's going to be too hard to get the Hydras out in time if like a couple Mavs come across. Oh, but lucky for him, HonMonO did make Hurricanes first, which I think is actually a mistake. If two Mavs show up, they can get here a lot faster, obviously, with Stim. I think it's a lot more threatening as well, because two Hurricanes is not necessarily not a big threat, but you have a lot more potential, I feel like, to micro against that with 0 losses compared to two Mavs. Now, I guess Villarocos can come out either way. Maybe I'm panicking too much about
it's also
how
a
this
fake
goes
out.
for Zerg.
This is a fake out. He's sending the two Hurricanes forward and then expanding. Two Stockade Ministry is not a build order I thought I would see. I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's something about that where instant 2 Stockade. He's kind of like
Hurricanes. He loves Hurricanes, man.
Yeah. He loves Cosmonarchy as well. Did you know that? He said that.
Albert says Yakov doesn't like sending early maps. Well, damn, someone has to show him how strong they can be. Does he not know? They start with Stim. I know he knows, but does he know?
Well, the two Hurricanes are going to get here, and we still don't have any units being made by YoungYakov, so he's going to have to fend them off. His Hydra just started. I think it's about like a 20-second build time or so. It
does take a long time. He doesn't even commit.
Oh. So I'm guessing he scouts no expansion, and he thinks to himself, oh my god, he's one base all-inning me. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
Maybe.
What do you do if you don't scout... you scout an expansionless Zerg in StarCraft 2, right? That's exactly what you think.
You put barracks down because you're like, oh, here comes the Baneling must.
Yeah.
Look, I think if Zerg microed perfectly, he should lose nothing to those two Hurricanes, but that's a tall order, you know? So I definitely think he should have sent them in and tried, but obviously he doesn't know. And now he's got a good amount of buyout home. I mean, these Hydras don't seem too threatening, but I do wonder if Yakov commits to just one base pumping Hydras, can it sort of overmatch this stockade production, these basic stockade units? I feel like it probably can. I don't know if the Zero Cores are worth it. I mean, they have potential, but I do have my doubts, especially with how much gas is banking. And Overleft coming up, though.
No, don't walk them off the... No! Oh, he doesn't realize they die off of the cream. Oh, man. Let's
look at his screen. He's looking at the front of his army. He's turning back. He's like, wait a minute.
It's like, damn, he sniped my broodlings. He must have built the invisible unit, the Eidolon.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to be 6 Stockade Vestry. There's really not that many units here for HonMonO. Now, I don't think he's really in that much danger yet from what is coming across. But maybe if the Villarocos were actually here, it would be. But it's not going to quite happen there.
Even then, they don't do that much. And he's just getting blasted through, and he needs to get the hell out of here.
All right.
Very unwise to commit to that fight. And honestly, the army's all spread out as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, we saw Trigger do this as well. Did we have a new, IQ lowering aura in development here from HonMonO? People are just sending in their armies like piecemeal.
Well, Hit 'em Up is retired, so somebody's got to do it. And HonMonO starts with H, so could work out.
More Villarocos here. Are they going to stay home, please? Okay.
Don't fly off the handle there, guys. Come on.
Okay, if Terran did attack, these would be helpful, I suppose. But I got to say, they don't do much. They look scary. It's like, oh my god, there's so many of them, but they kind of just pop real fast. And look, HonMonO's like, all right, first make worker, then get money.
That's right.
You will kill the opponent. He knows.
Make worker,
So
acquire money.
static defense.
Oh, here's the
agree,
Obeleth.
honestly.
It's got 2 Aziracore.
Ooh, okay. I mean, it's going to have to be pretty slow reactions for Masons to go down, though. They have plenty of HP. Or he's even going to unload. Okay, he's going to unload. Yeah, look at that new graphic, though.
It's very epic.
They're pretty
Shout
cool.
out Solstice. We actually have a new Zorius coming, too. I just couldn't wrangle it in
Doing
time.
some damage. No kills yet, though. And honestly, the buyer's already coming back. So, you know, it's annoying, I suppose, but it is quite expensive. I mean, it's a little bit more than 6 quads to a 0 quad. Oh, but he's going to keep them both. Where is he? Get in.
Scoop him up. Scoop him up.
No, they missed the
Scoop
last
one up.
topper out.
Oh, 3 health. The other guy's like, it's all right.
he's gone.
I'll give my life for the swarm.
All right, well, he saves one, I suppose. So it's a nice distraction.
Okay, the Riddler Rockers come
But,
down to the Kager on the ground. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, they're fine.
staying
They're
alive.
fine. They're okay.
They're all right. They're okay.
Ooh. This is pretty good. Bactylisks are going to be one of the best units against this comp, but you need a pretty large-scale engagement to really shine, I feel like.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have that many units in total, whereas Terran kind of does. I mean, I guess look at the army count, it's similar, but, you know, these are like a bunch of Mavs versus Rilla Rokors.
Oh, there goes the Oveleth coming back in, getting sniped immediately. Now, there is a really poor SimCity for the rallies off these stockades. He's going to need to lift that.
Oh, is it blocked?
Not quite blocked, but it takes a while for them to path all the way around. You know, if there's a shaman, if there's a shaman out there, they just kind of clog up.
All right, you know, Yakov does look pretty well positioned to defend this. He's got a nice sort of arc, or at least 2 splits going here. Rokos will absorb 1 second of Terran DPS. Well, he's clumping up though. Honestly, I'm looking at this and I don't think Terran can get in here because the Mavericks will just start to like melt once the backlists get in the right firing position. Although I'm worried about how erratically he's moving around, that like something's going to go wrong here. No, the Rokos, no,
Get back on! The floor is lava! Oh, thank God. Okay, all right.
Thank God for that, yeah. Jesus. That was terrifying. All right, so he's back on Kagra just in time. Ooh, I don't know if he knows how short range these shamans are, but he's setting up the walls.
Okay.
He's unsetting up the walls.
He's got detection if he needs. Okay, 10th Fifth Swamp on the way for Yakov. He's going to dive forward.
Ooh.
Yeah, now the Riddler Rokors can come off the K-grid. That's a lot of armor rend applied to those Hurricanes. Everything just exploding here in favor of the Zerg player. And remember, HonMonO's invested a lot of money in that 3rd base and the 4th base that's going down at the sort of 9 o'clock area. And this is a pretty scary Zerg army versus just Bio.
Dude, is this the Talus trap, but just Masons? Just like, I should just... Oh, he cancelled an expansion. He realized he's in big trouble here. No anchors coming up. I don't really care how many Mavs you had. If you had like 200 Mavs, you could probably still die here because the backlist can sort of just chew through them. Now, the backlists are very slow. Yakov doesn't really realize his army's spread out. Like I'm saying, it's like Q Aura. Once again, he's like engaging piecemeal, but HonMonO doesn't realize it. If he steamed in now, he might be able to kill a good deal of this. Instead, he goes for the 3rd.
He's gonna sack this, I think. HonMonO's feeling a bit scared.
Yeah.
Okay, now he's gonna stem forward. Oh, the Bactylisk's off to the side. That's easy engage.
Well, some are to the top, luckily for Yakov. If they were all to the side, that could have been a huge win for Terran. But as he is, I think he's still going to get annihilated here. Yeah, these Mavs need to get out of here, man. They cannot win this fight.
Yakov is still spending most of his DPS on the Ministry and winning the fight at the same time. That's how dominant his army is compared to what HonMonO has. He does lose most of his Aziracore, so we won't see any Teths anytime soon. But the swamp is done, so he could theoretically do it, making a lot of extra Hydras. His larva count is so low, but he's still making this work right now.
Yeah, well... Oh, I've got a hash.
We'll wait for the debug info, it's fine.
Yeah. All right, well, now Zerg's going to be the one to take the 3rd, right? And, you know, we have the Savants coming out. It says Yakov for me. But hang on, we'll see. The game might end here. It might not even matter. It looks like he's going to power for all these Mavs. They're trying to get back and hit the Backlist, but they can't get the range. They
Reinforcements coming in as well.
But Reinforcement shows up.
Yeah,
I think he's going to break through here. And we may be spared from the agony of wondering about a desync. Ooh, the Savants, though. They might do something. Well, one deploys.
Yakov's not really focusing him down.
Up. Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know how deadly they are, and it's starting to machine gun down. All right, there we go. He starts hitting the Mavs again. I mean, it's taking damage, but the Shaman is keeping it alive. Although bounces on these Masons are getting dangerous. He needs more Bactylists.
Yeah, he's going to send his army up. He's queuing a couple more Hydras where that came from. He is expanding to an extra base there.
Oh, did you change the graphic for the Tef Swamp? It looks darker.
It's just the player color, probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I would love to see. You need tier 2 for Teths, don't you?
No, he's got it. He's got the swamp. That's what he needs. So he could definitely do it. Yeah.
Dude, you can get those at tier 1. That's crazy.
Yep. Well, just if you thought Ultra Cores would be tier 1 but not Teths.
Why are you doing all this crazy stuff?
Why not? Well, there you go. He's gonna make more Bactals.
No Tefts though. They would be actually pretty OP here because there's no Hurricanes. They would be fine against Savants, I think. That would be the front line he needs. I don't know if he realizes that he can make them. He probably just like, oh, I can upgrade this building. Okay. Oh, here's the Savants though, and they are set up. This is not going to work out for Zerg, I don't think. The Shaman's keeping him alive long enough. Yeah. And yeah, he realizes they like, oh man, those things fire fast, and he runs back.
That's right. Yeah, it's a little bit harder for him, I think, to mass up his army versus the Savants. They're definitely changing the story here. If he makes more Bactals, it might work out, but the Shaman bounces, or the Shaman like anti-bounce brigade here is definitely going to help out. If he had the Tetzoricors, it would be a different story. Now some of these Savants are outside of range. Hold on. No, this is going to be a colossal error here, I think, for Yakov.
Yeah. It gets absolutely no. And the backlists are engaging as well. Well, it makes you wonder, is this where, you know, the hash might be coming in, that he committed to this fight?
I don't know. He's still, yeah, it's hard to see. He does retreat. He does retreat, so I think maybe...
Okay, yeah, and his money's still low, so yeah, I'm wondering, but HonMonO's is really high, so I don't know.
No, that sounds... That looks right for HonMonO. I've seen him in the mid-game.
Oh, okay, boom.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we're still going, because, yeah, they both dropped down to, like, under 100 there, so it still looks good. But it makes me wonder, what the hell was Yakov thinking, sending all that stuff in?
He does have a lot of his workers that are just idle at the natural, but it looks like SE2 Rally idle, not desync idle, so that's my thinking right there.
Well, again, if he spent all his money, right, we never see that in desync cases.
Particularly with Zerg, their larvae are usually the first thing to go, so he's still making units.
Well, keep an eye on it. The natural does look like it's not being used. I don't know, man. And he's not mining gas either. Oh, I don't know. Anyway,
well, he just had a big transfer down to the third base, so that's where the gas miners went.
You know me, I'm just pessimistic that every hash will lead to desync.
Yeah. Oh, he's thinking about... Oh, he wants to go for tier 2, I think. He's almost got enough money for it.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, Zeph's coming in, by the way. Going to be some nice harassment here. He's probably going to get a few workers. You know, a lot of those workers got damaged earlier from backdoor bounces, and the Shaman didn't heal most of them up. Could get a lot of damage here. Does he start the Iris? And there's no more Rillarocos got made, and they're all rallying to the third.
No, they won't make it. Or will they? Oh my god, some of them do make it.
Some of them.
Just the ones from the natural. Yeah. Well, a lot of Masons did go down at the natural. Remember that HonMonO only now set up his tier, or his third base. Tier 2 is now started, and gas has resumed mining at the natural for YoungYakov. Maybe desyncs only affect Root War players. What do you think?
What tier 2 units do you think he even knows exists? Oh man, these Zephs ain't going to get anything done. You know what? He's not going to have time for tier 2, man. He's going to die. What can he possibly do here? He does not know Teths exist, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the static defense, which is quite effective against Savants, actually. At least, you know, for stopping them from moving in. I just don't see how he holds this.
Yeah, that's the
really
problem.
Are kind of a dead loss against this kind of army.
Well, if the Shamans weren't there, I'd say they can definitely stack up. Now, this is a lot of Iziricors, and HonMonO's kind of getting in their face. Maximum damage onto those Mavericks. Now the Shaman deploys to start to try to heal. All the other Shamans are off to the side. Yeah, we don't have a single lake, because I think this might be where the game ends. Tier 2 is about to finish for YoungYakov, and it's just too little too late. He's got no units left. GG is called, and HonMonO will take the game.
Yeah, the Savants proving themselves still pretty good. Does he know he can get Lurkers at tier 1? You know, that would be a pretty strong play against this, but he does have the Shamans for detection. I don't know. Here's the thing. When it's Savants versus the Kisilisk, I feel like neither player can attack into each other at all, because the Savants are pretty adept at fending off the Kisilisk as well.
Yeah.
Oh, who bet? Who bet right? I mean, at this point, do you bet against HonMonO at all? It seems like he is just going to roll this.
Yeah, well... Mr. AOT was sweating a little bit after betting for the other round, but yeah, that's a wrap there for in favor of our Sir HonMonO. Definitely still making things happen there. I'm thinking about what other maps to play here. I decided I'd pick them because these guys haven't necessarily played too many. For PvT, let's see. I kind of want to save Demilune for a PvZ if we get treated to it again.
Good Crisis Vector. That's the
Crisis Vector. Okay, PvT this is kind of a Terran map for that, but all right, we'll see if
sure. But I've sort of given up all hope for Trigger. So
hey, listen, he's still able to. He's still capable.
If you say so. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
That's right. That's right.
Look, man, I'm panicking already. I'm saying it's going to be HonMonO rolling it. I mean, what else could happen after what we saw? We'll see if Trigger can prove me wrong. I'm trying to tell him in chat to do this or that, but at the end of the day, like I said, how do you tell someone to play the entire game just for a few messages?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not really
for sure.
possible.
Yeah. Big ups on that. Big ups. Waiting for HonMonO to pop in. I'll give him a ping. Oh, there he
AAT
is.
Sync 4-player map. So for the next one, do Maximus, because that's new.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I think it's pretty cool. It's also actually a bit more StarCraft 2 style, I suppose, so it might be good like that. HonMonO's ready. Will Trigger be ready?
What do you guys think? StarCraft 1 better than StarCraft 2? Yeah. There's a possibility that that's true, Zeke. We'll find out, though, if our homies have a better showing here, because I feel like HonMonO's a grinder. He's going to be playing a lot. We'll see if Trigger and YoungYakov end up being the same way, as we are getting into our 5th game of the show match. HonMonO in the bottom right is our Cyan Terran, and Trigger is our green Protoss in the top left. Crisis Vector. It is a fairly standard map, not really rush distance oriented. It's not like Serenity where the distance is so small, but it's not too far away from Potidaea, I suppose. However, Potidaea was a more long rush distance map. This one's a little bit more in the middle, maybe a little bit more on the side of long, and we'll go ahead and get your Gamba.
It's definitely a bit narrower in areas as well. I would say Potidaea a little more open. I suppose the natural demonstrates that pretty well. Potidaea has like sort of this sort of longer entrance, whereas Crisis Vector just got this sort of doorway.
Yep.
So
hold on! Lattice! Trigger's already changing it up.
Well, look, man, I tried to tell him that it's not that good versus Bio, but I said maybe he won't go Bio, but I know by now HonMonO's going to be going Bio every game. It's guaranteed. So I don't know. We'll see what he can make of this. The thing is, you can spam a lot of units out, but none of them are very good against Terran, I feel like, beyond the early game. They're great at like bullying Fulcrum early on. They excel at that, but once stuff comes out, like, for example, Savants or Phalanx, I don't feel like any Lattice unit has much value.
Well,
now,
what's he going to even make out of it, right? That's the question. Is he makes the first Lattice, he doubles down in a second.
Make a sim, I guarantee you.
Well, he spent the worker. He queued up a worker, so let's see. Okay, he cancels the worker for the sim, or I guess it finished actually, and he just didn't have it queued up. But
yeah,
that's all right. All right, so a simulacrum. You know, if you get them close enough, and it is a 1 stockade expand again, he can farm with the Cyprians. I don't think he knows that detail. Does he know the passive? Somebody has to. If I don't even know if he's streaming right now, but if like that's something that would be somebody donate to him real quick. Get him the text to speech. Tell him what's up.
Yeah, no, he has no clue, I don't think, so I don't expect anything like that. Which is a shame, because, yeah, it would be quite good against this play. Now, the thing is, even, like, 1 anchor with 2 Cyprians, I feel like you don't want to actually attack with, like, any number of sims, but you certainly can farm pretty easily against that. And it's helpful to sort of like contain Terran, and like you can send scouts around and stuff. It is very valuable to have like a whole bunch of sims. Now it's going to be sim manifold, which is very good against like early Fulcrum, like I was saying. But against Cyprians, I feel like it's pretty hopeless because both of them just get completely splashed here.
Yeah, I guess what you could do is you could do like idle manifold and try to range down the Hurricanes, but then what do you do about the Cyprians? You need some kind of tanky unit. Maybe if you had golems, if you had a lot of golems, you could try to still have some DPS, but that's with idols. That's not with just sim manifold. I don't think that's going to be enough DPS. Triple stockade is what we're going to go up to for HonMonO. I like his anchor positioning better than on Potidaea, and his ministry just finished up, so he's up to his usual antics.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about golems. You can't really afford enough to do the job they need to do. I mean, I guess you got to do some mineral dump if you're just playing like idle only, because I feel like mass idle is okay against this. It's not too bad. Look, if he has like a really large sim manifold army, gets a really good surround, anything's possible.
Yeah, it's true. Cyprian struggle if there's a surround, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Although that said, Trigger has not really been utilizing that kind of technique so far. It does look like he's really committed to this 4 lattice play. Looks like he's just cut workers as well. Now, this doesn't bode well because this defense seems strong enough. Actually, I don't know. You know, I was saying like 1 anchor with 2 Cyprians can stop anything. Maybe that's not true.
Yeah, I mean, there's like enough sims. The manifold will ignore the 1 armor, as the phase cannon only has
deal with those Hurricanes too.
Yeah.
That's a key element here for sure. Yeah, you know, the Hurricanes will definitely be the lesser value part of this army. But I don't know. He would have to farm quite a few sims, I think, for this to work. And now he's continuing to rally, so there's going to be some pressure here. But I mean, once the next round of Cyprians comes out and there's 2 more coming down, I think it's just going to be too much concentrated splash to get in there with these like flaky units.
Yeah, it's 3 more Cyprians coming down. So you got 6 Cyprians involved here, and I feel like that's a lot of splash. So let's see what Trigger ends up doing. Has he read the tooltip of the sim? That's what I want to know. Has he stopped to read? Nobody reads in the middle of the game, right? Like, surely.
I was directing him to the webpage between games, but I don't know. I told him to look at the gateway ones, so I don't know if he has had time to look at the sim.
Fair enough.
He's going to try for the attack, it looks like, but this is the worst possible angle.
Oh, no. Oh,
Everything
dear.
He
He definitely has to split up versus that, yeah. And he should be cycling away from all that damage. He's getting some splits. Oh, he's only barely taking out the Hurakans, though. He did a lot of damage to the anchor. That's where all his DPS went.
Yeah, you can see if he had an arc from the start, he would have got a lot more done. He gets one split. He might get another if he's... Oh, no, that one's going to die. Oh, no. Off it goes.
Maybe he's realizing...
Right, so he did lose his entire army, but he can remake one. No, not like
well, not when he's rallying into death. Yeah, the Cyprians are just auto-gunning his stuff down. GG is going to be called.
GG.
GG-er, apparently, for him. And he's... that was not how we wanted to see him go down in that game. Still a chance for him to get on the board, but that is a rough time. I do think that if he caught the Terran army out, that would have been his potential win condition there. But yeah, that's a little bit harder versus Bio. And we know that, like, HonMonO hasn't made a Fulcrum the whole series yet. So it's far above and beyond the expectation if he's ever going to go mech. Not what we would have predicted.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, from seeing those games, I think we know that HonMonO is going to be Bio every game at this point. It would be like a surprise if he didn't do that. And, you know, you can sort of see how much pressure he put on, right? He did engage with, like, the worst possible angle to begin with, so a lot of that stuff just got deleted. But he still almost broke that anchor, and a lot of damage went down. So you can see the threat there, but it is kind of the perfect counter to just make Cyprians from the very start. Like, I can't think of any better way to defend it. So, unfortunately, it was just the wrong play against HonMonO there. Now he's on a hot streak, as we sort of thought from the beginning. Hang on, that's not HonMonO. Who's that?
I think that's I don't know who that is. Sisyphus is I think that's Newt. I don't know. Somebody has that ID and I don't know who it is. Could be Yakov for all.
Right, well, Yakov gets another go.
That's right.
Can he bring HonMonO down? He got close to that last game. He's getting there. He's getting the hang of it.
If he didn't
throw his army away in that super dicey attack, I think he would have been looking pretty good.
Yeah, it feels that way. Let's see if HonMonO's just going to stay at the top and eliminate everybody along the way. We might not get a chance to see Trigger versus YoungYakov again. It's not me, says Newt. Okay, well, somebody, I think it was Arbuz who asked if it was you, and you said yeah. So that's why I'm confused. I was back in the games channel this morning. Shout out to our players. There are a lot of them participating from South Korea, obviously, but YoungYakov, obviously from Russia as well. I think Moscow time zone for him, so it's evening where they are. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't be evening, right, Nebline?
Oh, no, it's definitely like the sun is rising here. I look out my window and there's like lights from buildings, so, you know. It is 1 a.m. for those who aren't in on the joke.
There you go. All right, so we are getting into our next round of play here. And this means it's game number 6. YoungYakov in the top left. Ooh, we got cross spawns as well. HonMonO in the bottom right. HonMonO is our Ultramarine Terran, and Yakov is our Auburn Zerg. Don't ask me how I knew that color. That's an impossible one, I guess. Most people are probably like
almost like you cast this game every day.
Well, yeah, but I haven't seen that color in a hot minute. So the idea that I pulled that one.
Oh, HonMonO already knows. He's asking if it's random spawns. He already knows. That there's cross-only maps. He's actually a veteran. He's actually just been like here under an AKA for years. We just didn't know it. And that's why he's still playing the Cyprian meta.
Just like back in the day. It's the reincarnation of mystery meat. I can't believe it.
Yeah, seems like, right? Well, where's the drops, though? Like, you can make the Hurakans fine. That's so far so good, but where's the drops?
That's right. He hasn't made a star pad. He hasn't made a fulcrum. In fact, when he went tier 2, he just made captaincies. So...
Alright, Yakov's changed his mind. He's like, actually, no, I can make a hatch first. No, that was actually fine.
Well, it's a 4-spawn map, right? And it's random spawns. He's just pieced that together, so there is that.
Yeah, I guess. I just think that still a few bio units going to come across and cause him a lot of trouble.
Well, this is a double stockade opener from HonMonO, and he's going to try for the expand behind it. He's actually going to scout first. He's worker scouting. Okay. I actually wonder, do you worker scout... I guess so. There's one 3-spawn map in the StarCraft 2 ladder pool. That's all that there is for the multi-spawn maps in the ladder for StarCraft 2. And I feel like it might be the first time we've ever had a 3-spawn map in a StarCraft 2 pool. We did not port that one. It has like no-go zones for air units, which we can't currently replicate in this engine.
Yeah,
so we obviously
put
like
the whole map.
Yeah, Dog finally feels like maybe.
Well, we do have Dark Ages.
That's right.
With no air units.
Yeah. No fighting air units. You got transport still.
Right,
That's
right.
about it. Well, Huracan opener once again, and HonMonO will delay his expansion a little bit here as he's scouting top right. It should be a bit of an unfamiliar territory.
If you're not charging right across the map, I like it even less. What's with Mavs, man? Why do they get such a bad rep? I really feel like they're the better opening unit. But yeah, he will be fine, I guess, because by the time they get going, well, I say that. Well, they're moving around.
Yeah, they're moving to the bottom left, it looks like. So, I would love to see more static defense come out from Yakov. I've noticed that really none of the players do that much static defense. You can call HonMonO's anchor opener versus Protoss that, but I wouldn't call it that.
Yeah,
oh!
And it's very... Oh, what were you saying? Anchor opener, indeed.
Anchor
opener.
opener.
Although he's gonna need Mavs for this.
No, he's just gonna put up.
They're not that threatening, man. Especially against like every high drift unit can't actually be hit by that unless they run next to it. So...
Yeah, and you can't land in the mineral line because of the Kagris, so it's not even like you can.
Oh, you can drop with that though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the plan. All right, he's running on in. There is going to be a circuit soon, or maybe not. Actually,
probably not. But well, he can get the workers off to the side. Soon. Honestly, if he started to morph it would have been okay. 3 Zero-Cores on the way. What is the anchor even going to do?
The Drolefs are fine. They're escaping. And this is what I'm saying. Like a perfect micro, you shouldn't really lose these Drolefs. I mean, I guess that one. No, everything's fine. He's making another one.
He's making them, but he has no units to put them in. He's only got Huracans. What is happening?
Oh, man. He needs to get his workers out of there, though. This is very dangerous. Okay,
listen,
the Rocors and his Zero-Cores.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I never in a million years thought that this would be the play that we would see out of the StarCraft 2 Pro Player Show match. But if you guys like this, donate on streamlabs.com/Protogo for more of them.
He just let his Zero-Cores die. No kiting whatsoever. So now he's in a bit of a pickle. Where he's got a couple of high drift units sort of fighting. But, again, one of the anchors died. Okay, just don't stand next to it. Just move away. You don't have to stand there.
He does. He must stand and fight with honor, like a true Zerg.
Okay. He does pick them off. And, he's stabilizing, but he does only have 12 workers to Terran's 23. And yeah, his anchors really did achieve pretty much nothing. Well, that was messy, and honestly, pretty, unforced error from Zerg here, not gonna lie. But, okay. Yakov did his damage. I guess if you just throw units to your opponent, you can hope that they will just stand there and take it. Okay, but now as Zero-Cores, they're not 100% the best against Huracans, but once the numbers start building up, they are going to perform pretty well.
He's finally making a unit other than Ahmed. Dude, he's trying to challenge run. You weren't kidding. He's really going for the the moves, you know what I mean? HonMonO's out here like, yeah, I'm going to make some anchors. I'm going to float them in your base. I'm going to put Ahmed
with the old Huracans, sending a Huracan first made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So he really is. You know what? How do we know for sure this isn't mystery meat under an AKA? Just like, he hasn't had time to actually play, so he's sneaking back in so he won't disgrace his legacy or something like that.
You might be right about
StarCraft
that.
2 rally drones, not mining in the main, very bad for Yakov when he's already down on workers here. Although Zerg doing what Zerg does, he's catching up rapidly if he keeps growing at this rate.
Yeah, that's right, and of course he did have his hatch first, so he's got that as well. Okay, 3 Zero-Core drop. That's Hamster coded. Hamster probably told him about that tactic. Either that or it's just something that they like in their neck of the woods. He has not rallied his workers off. There's 4 idle workers over here, maybe 5 in the main base. Oh, they started a mine. Okay. He's figured it out. Ski back.
We noticed HonMonO has figured out this issue. Yeah, well, if it wasn't for the mass Cyprian that's going to be coming out, I would be thinking Skiffs could be interesting, but it is going to be backs again, I hope. No, they should perform pretty well against this. I mean, like I was saying, that other game, he had the upper hand before he threw his army away. Yeah. Although, I don't have super much confidence that won't happen again based on what we just saw, so we'll have to see. And this is the problem. I don't like backs when your army is so small. Because obviously, if the Terran can get right on top of you, they are very bad. And even if it's just like a mid-range fight, hang on, is this too easy drop again? Hey, this is a good drop because it's hitting those builders. Oh, 3 Zero-Cores this time, actually.
Yeah. It's not bouncing onto the Mavericks, but he's definitely doing some damage. He scoops up the low HP one. Okay, we're starting to get some of that micro going.
Evacuate them. Why do they have to leave them to die all the time?
No, look at leave them to die. They could have killed some Cyprians, but he didn't decide to stick it out there. He saved one. That's as many as he saved last time.
I really think it would have been better to just pick up all 3. I'm not going to lie, but whatever. Pretty good damage there, actually, and then slowing down these stockades. And look, HonMonO is not being organized, getting this back going. Look at this. It's like this dysfunctional worksite over here. Okay, there we go. Finally gets them underway. So yeah, it was well worth it for the cost of 2 Zero cores, but he could have lost 0 Zero cores. He's coming right back in.
Oh, he's got that one
He didn't
left.
even build the watchdog.
Oh, no, he unloaded it. He must have. Oh, yeah! Bitty B didn't get the spider mines.
He's not going to pick it up. It's like, no.
That's a fixture, yeah.
It's up to you now.
Yep.
He's like posing down there. Oh my god. No, come on, pick him up. The
No.
watchdog's building, man. Get out of there.
No, that's fine. Yeah, he's going to be here as a friend.
What? He selected it? No, he's going to die now.
Oh, no! He's committing!
Unload
it! Yes, you got it out.
Okay.
All right, perfect.
He's in. Will he get another kill?
Yeah, he should.
Probably. I mean, you could just run away.
No.
But, no. Oh my gosh, the Mavs come out. Will he get it? Yes, he gets it. Okay.
I can't believe it.
This
is a really good game of Cosmonarchy. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
Third base for both players coming up, and they are mirroring
When
each other.
people ask, like, yeah, well, what's the skill level players go to Cosmonarchy? You're like, oh yeah, we got like some of the top StarCraft 2 players in the world playing it. Show them this game. You know?
It's really good. Honestly, they're figuring stuff out, man. They're figuring stuff out.
Yeah. And this is the funny thing, right? Even when like these like tactical things you can normally do, when you're so overwhelmed looking at all the units and stuff, it's so much harder. And there's still a bunch of draw left idle in the natural. It's good that he's got his third base up, but as you say, we'd love to see static defense, especially this narrow base. And Zerg really can rely on static defense a lot, especially against this pure bio with no phalanx or anything like that, or eidolons for that matter. Circuits are pretty much always going to be a good investment. Now, he is low on minerals, partially because he's not ordering his workers to mine. Okay, he just did it. And partially because he's like a little low on saturation, or that's fixing up now. But still, I think it'll be well worth it. He's getting the Tefith again. Last game, he didn't actually use it for anything. So I am wondering, did he sort of go back and was like, wait a minute, what did that building do? Did he look at the website? Is he going to make a Tef Zoracore this time?
Well, he's got a couple of Mason kills down there in the 6 o'clock. He gets 3 of them at the end of the day. And he's making an Ulgorg. He's got a couple Zoryas.
Yeah, nice harassment. You know, it's not super cost efficient with how much a Zero Cores cost, but if you just pick off a few workers here, a few workers there, over the long run, it will pay off.
Interesting. Okay, another thing that's worth pointing out.
I do like Ultra Core.
Go ahead, yeah.
I do like Ultra Core versus this a lot, actually, because the Huracan count is not that high. Mavs are going to struggle without the shredding, and Cyprian's are going to be pretty terrible versus Ultra Cores.
Yeah, he's adding some Savants, which can be pretty good versus them. However, I do think if he gets some Tetzoricores out, that also solves that problem as well. They do compete for each other in the front line space, but I think if you put the Teths in front of the Ultras can go to town, and the Teths can just go
Well,
right
I
up
do
on top of them.
wonder, do you really even want any Ultra Cores at all? Wouldn't just all Tefs be better?
I think you probably want to... Like, one thing that Ultras do really well in StarCraft 1 is their anti-drop potential. So Terran will drop bio units, and then suddenly the Zerg has, like, 1 Ultralisk, and then they just go straight in for the attack, but they can't actually kill the Ultra. They can kill Zerglings just fine. They can't kill the Ultra, though. So I think, as Tetzoricores and Ultra Cores are coming out now, a counter to that drop idea is send them in and have them harass a base or something. It takes so long for small bio units to kill them. So I think
are pretty good at
I think if the Tetzoricores are with the main army and the Ultra Cores are in the front line, that's a different story. Now, I am going to tell you, Nebula, I'm sorry, you're going to have to get your coffin and roll around in it. The Atlas is coming online at the 3rd base. Well, actually, the 4th base.
I need a fucking air horn or something, so when I see this, I can just blast it. Be like, what are you doing? Don't build your goddamn Atlas down there.
Yeah.
I hope he at least like lifts it away into the main or something. Because look, Zerg does have some attack potential here. If the army gets wiped in an unfortunate engagement, or he just like bypasses it, he can take out this Atlas, and that could be the move that like decides the game potentially. Now, I am a bit worried still that Zerg's army's kind of small. He does have the right units this time, but the army size is not that high. I feel like you need to invest in more chaff here. I mean, his drone count is still quite low. Nonetheless, you can get a lot of those cheap units. Well, hang on. He sees the enemy army. He's going to pull back and try and get a better engage. Or he's going to bait some. Yeah. That's not very much stuff there, though. With full engage, you could definitely wipe that little force.
I think he could have just A-moved that section and then gone out to after the 6 o'clock, because HonMonO's army is very split. So,
yeah.
Takes a 4th base in the top left natural. Top right natural.
Probably scarred after the last game where he lost like everything trying to attack. Although, yeah, this is the problem having no Quas pool, by the way. You can't afford to put Zephyrs all around the map, and I think this is something you really need to embrace with no supply limit, is you really should put a unit on every base when you have cheap stuff like Zephyrs available as Zerg, because we see that HonMonO is really just getting away with murder here. His work count, again, is not as high as it might be, but he's got tier 2 up. He's going to explode in income here. He can make whatever he wants at tier 2. With all this gas he's getting, is it really going to be captaincies again, or is he going to get something fancier, like maybe starports? We've got Sentinels coming up. Man, this really is the old school way of playing Terran. I'm not gonna lie, everything I see like takes me back.
Once that Zoroark arrives at the sort of upper 3 o'clock base,
Ooh.
lower 3 not yet discovered.
Fight back, I dare you, Mason. You'll suffer if you do.
Go,
we can't get him.
I said fight me, not hide.
Oh, there you go. His friend's making it worse for him.
Well, there's a big army fight fomenting in the sort of 6 o'clock area. This time around, it does feel like a better engagement for... Yeah.
He's get that arc for sure. He says of this secondary group, so it looks possible. But I mean, now the Terran army's concentrated, this is much harder. A lot of Azira cores in the back gonna have a hard time. Alright, Ultra Core getting in there. It needs to get buffed. Okay, there it goes. Starts getting that life steal. It's staying at full health. The Shaman's kind of blocking, actually, stopping his melee units, but the range takes him out so fast. But there's so much Terran range stuff here in the back. I don't know if he can break through, but the Evangelist is doing so much damage.
He's got it.
The bots make magic happen. I don't think they can.
Wow, look at that. All right. Big crush there for YoungYakov. And he's teching up to tier 2. And his Teth Zoroark is still at large in upper 3. HonMonO was not able to commit the forces necessary. He's only got 4 Savants off to the side.
No,
his Atlas is the next in line.
If only there was a way to put it in a more secure location.
No.
Oh, I can't believe how exposed it to Zerg. This is so imbalanced.
Yeah, it's going down immediately. Now, he made some tier 2 with it. You know what he made with it? Reservoirs.
Yeah,
that's it. He
Yeah.
didn't make anything else.
He lifted it. He lifted it. I don't think Yakov realizes how valuable it is. He's not going to snipe it. Now you don't really want this fight. Maybe he has enough, but this is going to be like the best possible for Terran.
Oh, so many units are being stuck on other things. He's really trying to bust that right now. That's not a good idea. Auto gun.
Oh my god.
Auto gun move. Now he's made Sentinels over here at 6 o'clock. It's not going to be enough for everything here, but it should bring down that Ultra Core at least.
Yeah, I mean, props to HonMonO, by the way, realizing how strong those Savants are going to be in that spot and keeping himself alive. But has he taken critical damage? That one Tef is still over at the 2 o'clock. It's got like 16 kills. He does still have the 9 o'clock sort of base though. Sorry, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, lower 3 is still mining. That's his only active third base right now. Whereas there's not that much drone saturation anywhere else, but. I mean, Yakov's got some stuff, and he's going to move on to lower 3 now. There's nothing defending it. The fourth base actually landed again.
Okay. Well,
Protathlor's
he's
around.
still got a good Mason count, right?
Okay.
Compared to Zerg. Again, Zerg very low on saturation, the typical problem we keep seeing. Oh, we have the Spire upgrading.
Yep.
I keep forgetting you can do this at tier 2 now, right? He can get those Sovereign I assume he knows about them. Look, I know who's normally out here practicing. If Jackie Laxey's played with him, he's going to know about Sovereign Lefts by now. And hey, it seems like a good counter to the Savants because you can just outrange them. That seems like a good way to do it. He did make Protathlors as well. So I feel like Yakov is very switched on about what units he needs. Honestly, we're seeing a totally different game to what he played before.
That's right.
He's looking like he was never really even in trouble this game.
Yeah, it feels like that.
Except maybe very start.
Very start, yeah, maybe. He's going to come down here and find lower 3. I mean, if you take upper 3, you probably have lower as well.
Ooh. Yeah. This is maybe the decisive blow if Terran's not able to respond. But then again, Zerg's army is very far away. He's not ready to punish any army movement. So we can actually deny this. But knowing it's there, I feel like we're going to see more and more pressure on this spot, which is going to be hard to defend. If he'd set up like a stockade wall of sentinels, maybe, this would be defendable. But as it is, there's so many like angles now to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the Savants on that ridge, too, though. It is going to be a bit hard for Yakov to siege that.
Shaman count?
Yeah, he made 10 at once a few rotations, so he's...
Oh, right, of course, because you can do that now.
Yeah.
Dude, he needs air units with this. Stack the, I guess the...
Oh, the Teth Zoroark arrived. Adding a little bit more again.
Oh.
That guy has...
Oh, my gosh. How many kills?
18, 19.
18. He's not done either. He's about to get a lot of attacks from these Savants.
Sovereigns have arrived. Let's see how many he's actually made and whether or not he knows about their... little
you only
spot.
Need one. What do you mean? Doesn't matter how many you make. You only need a single one.
Yeah, but does he know that?
Final kill count is 20 for that Teth. I think he knows. If he's making them, I think he knows.
One Hydra clearing the sieve at 6 o'clock. HonMonO is under damage control and under some duress
here. He's already making a few more. I don't know what died there just now, but there's Sovs on the way. So he knows, man. He knows. He's morphing him. Yeah, that's a lot of Terran stuff, though. And you know, I guess these Shamans can sort of deny the Sovs if they just keep healing, but they need to be concentrated. Here we go.
Oh, no. The Savants in their unsiege mode can do splash, but it doesn't look like HonMonO wants it. It's kind of a problem. Oh, he did try to dive forward. He did try to dive forward.
Yeah, he got one. He needs to move around on top of his own army. I mean, it's a very choky location. So what's set up? I don't know. This looks pretty bad for Zerg.
This is not going to work out. He needs to fall back. He needs to fall back and hit another spot because this is the full concentration of HonMonO's economy.
Well, then again, hang on now. The softs in the back have eaten through it, and the back's helping a lot as well. He's actually able to push it back, surprisingly. What does Terran have left? He's got some more stuff in the back, but it's hard to get up this ramp. I think he needs to give up this position or he's going to lose everything. The soft count has inflated a lot. How many? Is 19 right now, doing the damage, and more are going to hatch soon.
Oh, well, you're seeing something different than I'm seeing, so I think maybe you have the more up-to-date replay. Can you stream your game, perhaps?
Oh, like maybe it's desync. I don't know.
For me, yeah, it's because we didn't restart after the first one, so that's on me.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the stream, and definitely your stream is correct. So sorry, I'm gonna.
What are you talking about? Are you sure? I have look at the resources, bro. They're not making anything.
Oh, my bad. Maybe I shouldn't have left it so brazen because I thought there's no way he commits to that attack. Well, that's a shame. I regret me.
Yeah, now I have no real quite insight here. I mean, there are some raids happening over here. Maybe the players are out. I don't know. That wouldn't make sense because if you saw a different reality than me, then
you know, I think I was out anyway, but just in a different way, I suppose. Because there's no way he would have shoveled in all the units in the way I saw. He really did kind of like move command them up the ramp and they got killed. So
what a guy!
We really are just watching desyncs on both ways.
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell because HonMonO is just pushing in, but I'm definitely out of sync with him because look at the money, and he lifted all of his stockades at some point, so that's hilarious.
Others is saying that like you're in the time stream with HonMonO, and I was in the time stream with YoungYakov, which seems to make sense. Yeah, look, because he's moving into the main now. Like, there's no way that YoungYakov would still be like in the game if it was happening with his screen. I think so. I think the players also decent, unfortunately.
Yeah, that
and
looks
look where
like
the cameras are.
Yeah, the cameras are the most suspicious thing. So,
dang, what's the game?
That's an unfortunate one because we didn't get the warning at all. So it's just all of a sudden.
No hash at all, right?
That's because we didn't restart. We have to restart after we hash. I just keep forgetting about it.
Oh, I guess I'll go do that.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to. We're gonna say. I'm going to have to say GG go re, and then we're going to have to pop out, and we'll be back in just a moment while I grab the lobby once again.
We have to explain to them about DC, because this.
HonMonO knows already, because he's played enough, and he had one with hit him
right,
up, so.
Sad, but yeah.
That was the only one that he's played with so far, so.
Yeah, what happens again? But what happens in cases like these? I guess the bets just stand until they...
I'm not going to go again, but the bets will stay the same, because that's like the most sensible thing. That one was really hard. We can't call it for any player. So, like,
oh no, certainly not.
HonMonO was actually ahead economically, despite all of the harassment, and he had so many savants, right? So,
yeah. Look, if I had to call it, I would say Zerg for sure, but I don't think it's a game where you want to call it for sure. Definitely, there's still play for both. Like Terran just had like the good money and the like plenty defensive setup with like so many shamans plus savants. If he wanted to turtle back, he would not have been broken. So he can always do stuff with tier 2 out as well. Like saying, I wish he got starports and just like park something on top of all those shamans would be amazing.
Yeah, I feel like all the shamans made it, all the bounce damage completely gone. So, like that's Trying
to figure out what's happened there. I'm going to take this opportunity to be right back.
Yeah. Just talk about the players, about the situation of the game. It does look like they both... we split off. You know, I was watching the favorite HonMonO POV, and Nebline was watching Yakov's. And we'll be getting right back into it here. Their doom is only delayed. Well, what's really delayed is Trigger's hard out here, so we'll see if he can still make it to the next rounds of games, because we are going to go back in. Oh, YoungYakov said he was ready, but he's not actually. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was going to say, not sure what about that one is going on. Maybe he's used to StarCraft 2, where after the countdown, the workers automatically mine or whatever, but they don't do that in Cosmonarchy, so that's a one. Zerg was definitely looking better in that game. we can only hope that Yakov is able to do some kind of repeat move there. But HonMonO in the bottom right is our Zephyr Terran this time around, and Yakov in the bottom left is our Tomato. Oh, it's Scarlet this time. Those colors are so hard for me to differentiate. But I did kind of think it was Scarlet, though. Now, as a reminder, in the game that we saw that tragically did not end the right way, HonMonO opened with anchor rushes with Harakans, which was not what we thought was going to happen. We didn't think that would work out, and indeed it did not. It looks like he's going to try the 1 stockade variant now, which is he's going to be doing an expansion. YoungYakov, on the other hand, will be going Larvosk. It's kind of late, though. He doesn't have that much Vespene income right now. And, like, he hasn't yet figured out the nuances here where, like, 2 workers on the geyser and then 1 on the ridge is going to be the most efficient. Well, I guess 2 workers on geyser than 2 workers on the ridge. If you need 3, though, you put your 3rd worker on the ridge because it's more efficient than just mining the geyser. He hasn't quite dialed that one in yet. So he has enough minerals now for the pool or for a hatch. We'll see what he wants to do here. Oh, yeah, he's going to go hatch. Okay. So if he doesn't get scouted early on, and again, this is a Cyprian, ministry build. He's not going to be doing the more aggressive stuff. This is actually looking like Yakov could be in a good position because I don't know how soon HonMonO will bother scouting.
My God, what have I missed? What is this greed? I mean, yeah, he didn't go for the double stockade for once. I can't believe Yakov predicted it.
Yeah, he's actually making the anchor here soon. So this is a much more defensive opening where HonMonO thinks he's being greedy, but Yakov did Larvosk, hatch, not pool, den. So he's going to have a lot of larva.
He hates
soon.
the pool, man.
Yeah.
Don't know why. He doesn't know its true power, I guess.
Well, I think it's part of that is the source, right? Hamster probably told him skip pool as much as possible or something. Hamster does use the pool himself, though, so I don't know if that's really true. But I'm also thinking about, he's got his own idiosyncratic nature, I'm sure, but like YoungYakov, that is. But we did see him try the tech. So.
In chat, did you bet on Yakov? Is that where you're coping right now? He's already saying, all right, he's got a shot. Come on.
Well, I think they probably all bet on HonMonO, but... that's the thing. The one person did bet on Yakov for 200, and everybody else bet on HonMonO for 3,000. So,
Jesus, okay,
pretty big odds there. Pretty big odds. I think it was P-Sense maybe.
As usual, life savings going down in the chat.
Yeah.
I should be on Twitch just to earn points. Always watch on YouTube, but I should watch on Twitch. Got to earn those minerals.
Hey, yeah, you bump our numbers up too. We'll be in a really good spot.
All right, double watching, double viewing,
double viewing experience here. So. Thanks everybody for joining us. It is worth pointing out. Oh, Neblime, you almost had a Canada moment.
Yeah, maybe I should close Twitch. I don't know. Look, in theory, my bandwidth is way more than adequate for that, but I mean, it did just lag when I opened it, so you know what? I'm just going to close that.
Classic move.
Yeah, never mind. I mean, also me, I guess. All right, so he's building up the stockades again. I think we know by now that HonMonO is not going to give us much variation. Now, I did like a lot that Yakov had the Tefts coming out.
Yep.
As well
He's
as
definitely
the
known
Ultra
that
last
a
game.
lot more, yeah.
Yeah, and the Sovrelev would have been killer, I think, if the game was still continuing. They would have been perfect against those Savants. And you know what? It's pretty good against Bio, just because there's going to be a lot of corpses on both sides. So I have high hopes for Yakov, as long as he doesn't make any tactical misplays. Now, speaking of, it seems that he doesn't know where his opponent is.
Yeah, he might think this is a forced crossbond. No, he's actually pinching off a couple of the units, but his opponent is on the other side. I do like his army comp in the early stages of the game. He's going for the ski back, adding more workers. He's keeping up in that avenue, so that's pretty good. Oh, look, Fatty Dingus.
Yeah, I don't like this much emphasis on a zero course, to be honest. I still think they're kind of mid. I like the harassment he's doing with them, but as far as in the army, I feel like he's really wasting a lot of minerals and stuff that dies very quickly. They're very situational. What can I say? All right, he's definitely not going to bust in here. I think it'd be a mistake to attack this. Oh, here he goes.
Let's try to commit to it, but his rest of his army is a little bit further away. If those extra Iziricors were with the army, it would have been a different story.
I mean, I question the decision making, but as soon as you see all the rest of the bio behind the anchor, surely you go like, okay, no, this is not the day for me. He's going to get Huracan maybe out of it. And that's literally all he's going to get for like 500 units.
Well, he gets the Huracan, he gets the info, and you know what? The other thing that I was thinking about here, he's taking a third base, so definitely a bit more on the macro side this time around for him.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
He is making a lot of Iziricors, and there is only the one Huracan left. Obviously, HonMonO can make more, but he's not doing that right now. So there might be an
Okay.
argument here that the Izira cores end up being more favored, especially as Bactylisks come out, because they can just get right on top of the Cyprians and the Mavericks, and what are you going to do about that? So there is still an angle, even though Yakov lost so many units, and I agree it wasn't the most efficient. Even though that happened,
Yeah, maybe.
there's an angle here where Yakov can take a fight with 5 Bactyls, 6 Bactyls on the way. Like, that's going to be a lot.
Okay, you know what? With the Bactyls in the back, I like it a lot more, because, yeah, you can sort of shove the Aziracors in to keep the Terran at arm's length, as the Bactyls do the real damage. I mean, I guess the Aziracors will contribute for sure. I'm just still not sure they wouldn't be better off if these were all just like Hydras, for example, right? And he could be mining more gas, and he's even got gas banks still. They do die fast, but they will do like sort of better damage, I think, because they get the shots off before they have to run that close to the Shaman. I mean, now once again, the Shaman stack is on the way. Ooh. Man, if only we had the old radius Shamans, this would be very intimidating. Nonetheless.
Well, listen, there's 6 Skithrakors are on the way. Yakov wants to do some kind of air harassment. If he ties it with the attack, he could get a very favorable engagement. Can't, force the third base to lift, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, even just if he like flies into the natural, Terran is an impossible dilemma where they have to send the army back to defend, or they have to, yield a lot of workers, because one watchdog is not going to be enough to stop a bunch of skiffs. I assume someone in chat or like in Discord told him about this, by the way. It's like, oh, by the way, if you make all these units and fly in, you can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, he does need a big number, and he is going up to 8, which is a pretty reasonable amount at the end of the day.
Well, it's too low in my opinion, but it's probably still be worth it while. I know I always say this, so I'm just going to say it again. I think if you make skiffs, you need to make like a really high number, like 18 plus, to make it really, really good. I mean, but that said, if you just fly into some air units, there's not adequate defense. You will get a bunch of kills. Looks like that's what's going to happen here. One watchdog not going to stop him. But it will make it more costly. I don't think you want to bother with that, my friend. Okay, yeah, he does fly past it. And now what do you do as Terran? He did not have his army in position to punish this, though. Nonetheless, a lot of workers are going to fall before he gets there.
Yep. And he doesn't pull the workers back, which is the pivotal move here. Oh, he doesn't even kill a single one with that bio stack, and there's no anti-air inside the main base, so...
Not a single watchdog. Oh my gosh.
Try to fly away.
Although there are watchdogs to get out. Yeah, so he's going to get another one, I think. Well, let's see.
Yeah, he should be able to pick one more. Still 6 skits can do some work.
He's not done. Yeah. He's still hitting these workers, man. And finally, well, I was going to say we're going to see Terran behind in workers, but actually, no, I'm lying. He's still going to be ahead. I mean, I really wish Yakov would take his cue from seeing how many workers are at each base for Terran, thinking, oh, you know what? I could also do that, but he's still very low. There's only 10 on minerals in the main.
That ministry just got canceled at the lower third, and now we've got YoungYakov posturing for an attack. The skits can come in and soak up some damage off to the side. That anchor is going to be a problem for Yakov. He flies in, tries to pressure a little bit. Yeah, the skits are going to go down, but that's kind of their job while the Hydras and the Bactylisks are trying to do everything else. The problem is they had Zeracors were down there on the anchor.
I'm telling you, man, these Aziracors, they're not that good. And look, the skiffs did fly right into the path of the Cyprians that weren't even firing at them. They heroically absorbed the splash damage, so they did not do much. Now, Mavericks alone are going to have a very hard time here, though. We should be able to whittle this down with constant hiding. So I do wonder if HonMonO should sort of retreat to the ramp here, but he thinks he can still trade off. Where are the reinforcements? What is Yakov making? Only Aziracors. That doesn't bode well. Okay, some Hydras finally get made. But yeah, I really think the reliance on Aziracors is not going that well so far.
Well, now that Savants are out, it's a different story. I think that fight could have been taken a lot better if the Aziracors were better postured. It was set up for a good move. And unfortunately for Yakov, his Terran opponent, HonMonO, has the Savants out now. His army is a little bit split. Architecture of the map unfamiliar. Got some of those Aziracors out. And yeah, this southern flank is going to get eviscerated, but the Savants are there. And that has been the death knell of Yakov in a lot of these games, where he takes a lot longer engagement versus the Savants. And maybe he doesn't even need them at this point. Running down that Hydra stack, I think this is over. GG.
All right, who bet on Yakov? You fools. You know what? That's the same story as that other game, actually, where he attacked in where he really didn't need to. Up a ramp, no less, into sort of an arc of the Terran, right? He's sort of cramming himself in a very inadvisable area, where he managed to refrain in the desync game. So I hope he can sort of take the message there, where he realizes, like, okay, if he sits back and sort of picks his engagements better, he's going to look a lot better there. Because, he was doing really well once the skiffs did their damage. I don't think he was under that much pressure to push in, but he definitely needs more workers per base, man. Like, dang.
Indeed.
Even more than some of the Brood War players we've seen, surprisingly. Oh, HonMonO in the witness slot now? His work is done, he says.
He's taken enough money, apparently.
Yeah, that's right. Alright, Trigger gets another go. Can he adapt? Hasn't had much chances so far, but he's had plenty of time to think. I hope he's been reading through those units on the website.
HonMonO wants to change his ID, apparently. Let's see. We've just cleared our sixth match, and we are on the way where HonMonO will be winning the majority of them if he gets one more dub.
Wow.
He's already...
Now he looks like a Brood War player. This
yeah, there
arbitrary
you go.
capitalization.
Yeah, he's figured it out. He's figured it out. He probably has... I don't know, actually. I'm thinking Brood War is still like a heavy thing when it comes to StarCraft 2. Like, I mean, when it comes to Korea, I feel like Brood War, even if you're a StarCraft 2 player, you still probably do idolize a lot of those Brood War guys. Like, there's a lot of respect in their honor culture and all that. And so I do wonder sometimes if that influences their naming conventions and stuff.
Maybe so. Well, look, I don't know about a guy HonMonO's age, but definitely like the first generation of StarCraft 2 pros were all like pretty good at Brood War, but we've moved on a long time from those days. So I could imagine someone who's like a StarCraft 2 pro who never played Brood War, but not in Korea, that's for sure. Now, where is Trigger? Have we lost him?
At some point we might. I'm not willing to write it off immediately, but he is... I'll give him a chance to respond. He did say he'd be pretty busy, or maybe have to sleep or something. I don't remember the details, but at some point he's going to have to call it. And if that happens before the show match is actually over, I just said we'd have the rest of the guys do some gaming. But he has popped in. He is ready to go.
Like I said, he gets another go at taking down the Menace. HonMonO only looked weak in one game, and apparently that game didn't turn out to be real. Trigger's going to give it another try.
That's why it wasn't real, because HonMonO looked like he might lose, so... Our gambit is up, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, popping in to Tokamaks Port, Magnetron. HonMonO in the top right is our Blood Terran. Trigger in the bottom left,
looping back
our Palatinate Blue Protoss.
See if he can do any better this time.
Yeah. I'm thinking basically like, because we play 11 maps, we've already dabbled some Cosmonarchy ones in here. But we go back on this map. Trigger did say this was his favorite. I feel like it makes sense to give him that luxury.
Yep. Well, he's going to need all the help we can get if what we've seen so far is anything to go on. HonMonO, he just keeps making those Cyprians, man. When is he going to stop?
Oh, we'll have to see. He is going for the Stockade pretty soon, I'm sure. Unless he wants to go Ministry first, which would be a real big gamble, but I think he's just a late Stockade.
He's getting a Stockade.
There it is.
Yeah. I was saying, wasn't I, that he'll get cocky if he keeps winning those, so maybe next game he'll do something different. Surely he wants to try the, the Fulcrum units, see what else is out there, right? Crank is not that bad. Crank is saying the tile set doesn't look good. Well, this is meant to be like the roof where you're never supposed to even go. But Blizzard, in their wisdom in the original game, did make it walkable. So it's a bit odd. Anyway, now in Cosmonarchy, it's buildable.
That's right. The biggest trouble on this map is the mini-map rendering. Hopefully we can get that improved later.
True.
That's the only thing that I'd like to change.
It is strange that Blizzard put that much effort into making this installation tile set, which was only, even in the campaign, only used like 3 times, I think. 4 times, I suppose. Even so, it doesn't seem quite worth the effort when it was not really possible to play multiplayer outside of like weird UMS maps, But now it's reborn in Cosmonarchy. And the lower parts of it, I think, look really good. I think they work really well for a map.
Yep.
But you can sort of tell that this top part was never meant to be like an actual sort of walkable bit. Cyprian coming down.
I was thinking that I should definitely break up the monotony of the roof tiles. And there are ways to do that, actually, with some blending that end up looking a lot better, in my opinion. So I should definitely end up adding some variance, some variety. Yeah, 1v1 installation tile set is one of Cosmonarchy's biggest flex.
Yeah, for sure. The next is coming down only 1 gate for Trigger, but likewise 1 Stockade for HonMonO. It's a bit of a shame if he went for the double gate this game, and again, if he was sort of more confident with his shields, I think he could put a lot of pressure on. But, the Cyprian count will be climbing again. This natural's pretty huge. He's going in pretty deep, though. He needs to be careful. He does pull back. You get those shields back.
I see,
the Cyprian's out for blood. He knows Trigger's not really been microing that well, and he's not paying that much attention. He gets a lot of HP damage.
Ooh, so close to death. And you know what? He really needs to cycle away from that cliff because you get that +1 weapon range.
Yeah, he
now,
isn't aware
okay,
of that.
second Dracodon on the way. At some point, these Cyprians are going to be going way too far out, man.
Yeah, they've already taken a little bit of damage, right? I mean, in theory, 2 Dracodons can sort of defeat this. You got to be careful, though. I mean, you know, it depends on the engagement. And I have to say, in every engagement so far, HonMonO is just showing superior micro. So you got to give it to him statistically. Second gate coming up now. Now, we'll see if any other tech choice gets made. I mean, the Encantors were doing okay. If he just invested into a lot more Ardents, he could sort of punish HonMonO for his insistence on getting like tons of stockades and nothing else. And no Eidolons either, because even though Eidolons obviously still get hit hard by plasma shells, just the fact that they don't get targeted because they're invisible will make it a lot harder. Now here we go, he's going in for another round. I like that he's just, you know, scratching the pain on that anchor, letting Terran know he's there. Raken's out now, but more Dracodons building up.
Oh, the one that's in the front is very, very wounded. He will cycle away.
Get it out of there. Yeah, barely makes it. Well, the attack coming across, but this might be a mistake. Okay, HonMonO does turn around. If he tried to go across the map with this, I think he would probably get annihilated. Natural up nice and comfortably for Protoss. A lot of gas building up, so I assume he's going to get something. I wonder... Exemplar can't really handle high numbers of Cyprians, but is there sort of a point where they could operate with the ground army and do some damage here?
Put him in the 10 center.
10 center, as you... Nah, it's not going to happen, man. No one's using it. Even if he did, I don't think anyone's going to go near there.
Yeah, fair. It is kind of in the middle of the map, so... All right, no, we'll see. HonMonO makes the anchor. It doesn't put anything in it a lot of the time. I've noticed that. So.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a bait target, isn't it? Alright, looks like Trigger wants to look for some fights again. Watchdog's going up. You know, I'm intrigued that he gets them on the border like this. This is a lot more Brood War than StarCraft 2 again, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, usually you put them in your mineral line. Like, air units move so fast in StarCraft 2 that it's hard to do anything about that. Grand Library coming up. We could see storms. Double Grand Library, in fact. Maybe somebody told him about Amaranths. Was that you, Nebline?
No, maybe. I might have told him a thing or two in chat. I don't know. But we'll see if Amaranths can get the job done.
That's right. That's right.
It's going to be tricky with a lot of Hurricanes, and Cyprians will do the splash. They're very strong early, but I feel like that point might have already passed. You know, I think it's best if you go 1 gate, 1 Grand Library, if you can survive the first couple of minutes, of course. Well, then you suddenly have Amaranths in very small-scale fights. Oh, the empty anchor.
Yeah, we're seeing the move again.
Like last time.
Yeah.
No, he's like, last time, what happened? I better pull back. And now he could potentially pick off a couple of units as they cycle over.
Yeah, he shouldn't be abusing his weapon range here. Definitely can deal with those Hurricanes. There goes one. Good cycling.
Get away from the ramp, though.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That could be dangerous.
Cycle away from that. But, you know,
not bad.
That's all right. Like, this is he's learning. He's showing off his moves. The Grand Libraries are going to finish. Third base coming up.
Love to see Kentavis as well. Probably pretty good.
Yeah, he's got the gas
tricky
for it.
with the Cyprians. Cyprians sort of long range enough, and obviously they don't even need to aim at the Kentavis to kill them sometimes. All right, this is going to be Amaranth coming out.
There's a really heavy amount of Hurricanes here, not as many Cyprians, but Shamans are coming as well for HonMonO.
Of course, 3 Shamans at once. But once again, he sort of steps between these bases, and this is a bit of a problem for Terran. Oh man, that one Dracodon.
Oh, wow.
No, he's going to die this time. Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh, there you go. Trades his life. A couple Hurricanes on the way out.
I mean, so far, it's not bad for Protoss. 1 Dracodon for like a couple Hurricanes that time, 1 Hurricane before. If you just keep cycling around, he will diminish that count. And if the Hurricane count never gets thin, the Amaranths can just get in there. Against Cyprians alone, I feel like they're going to be very good. Because the Cyprians kind of fire a bit too slow. And obviously they don't have the armor pen they need.
This is a really scary spot for Trigger's army to be, though. He does have a lot more units back at home, but they need to be linking together.
Get out of there. Oh, he needs to run. He needs to run. What's he doing? Okay, all right.
The fire does not quite burn that Dracodon. Oh, very ballsy to turn around with that guy.
Yeah, well, he figured he could do it.
Yes.
Once again,
the 10 center.
Oh my god, no.
Right click
it. Get in it though. You're just sacrificing those units.
Maybe his rest of his army is cycled in.
Now. Well, he needs to spread out in an arc though. This is the problem. Like I was saying, he's not really used to Brood War, so he's sort of moving his units around in a blob like you do in StarCraft 2, where he really needs to spread out in like a firing line. But still, the Hurricanes have become very far forward from the Cyprians. But now the Shamans are healing up every chip damage he does. Going in for a few more shots. I mean, HonMonO is pretty far from home, and there's 6 Amaranths over here. This is actually pretty scary for HonMonO. And if Protoss wipes this army once, I think it's looking pretty good. He's kept up better on workers this time. He's still behind. but he's doing better than he was before, and Ardent coming up as well. I'm liking Protoss' position more, but he's still under a lot of threat, and I am worried that he's not going to get the engagement he needs, because quite frankly, Trigger has not been very astute about that so far, not really understanding sort of how the engagements need to go.
Yeah.
I only just realized they're mineral only, by the way.
Yep, mineral only third base. Fourth base is also mineral only at 12 and 6 if that's where you go, so that's why HonMonO is elected to go to 3 o'clock.
I would like to see more mineral onlys in Cosmonarchy.
Yep.
I don't think the gas bases should become rarer. Just add mineral onlys as well, to be honest. Because I think it's interesting if that mineral heavy comp or that Amaranth not going to get very far.
No, scouts out where the army is. He can try to cycle forward. He's got a gateway or two coming at the third base. He's not making any pylons once again. He does have a trapped racket in, unfortunately.
I actually really like these gateways because if Harakans are coming up trying to kill this base, they're going to have a hard time getting to the Nexus, or like Cyprians can't splash through there, so this is pretty good. Now, if Protoss engages the army in a blob like this, he will 100% lose. That's the only thing I know for sure.
Yep, fair enough. More Cyprians, more stockades being added in the middle of the map. 12 o'clock going to be taken soon, and in the Atlas inside the main base.
Commit.
Yeah,
this is perfect because the Cyprians are on the wrong side, but he does chicken out.
Probably a good thing considering, I mean, those Shamans are really far forward. You could snipe those.
Yeah. Again, if you had an arc, it would be a good time, but anytime he engages like all together like this, it's going to be just a Cyprian splash fest for sure.
I love the Scribe following the army. 9 o'clock going to be taken soon by Trigger. Cantavis coming.
Clarion any good here? It'd be quite hard to sort of coordinate with the Amaranths, but if you did, I think it might be huge. Well, that is not where that Nexus goes.
It's all right.
It's not the recommended position.
No, it's fine. Just to put a third worker on the gas, it'll be all right.
He doesn't need gas. He needs more Amaranths.
That's right.
Oh, and look at this engagement. This could be very good for Protoss.
Yeah, big split from the south.
Yeah, now their Drax are in a firing line. The Amaranths do some hits and then pull back. Oh, the Huracan flank, though, that's going to be huge. He does have to pull back to the ramp, getting into a bit of a choke point, but the Cantor is here, going to hit those Huracans pretty hard.
Oh, you know what he could really use right now is, it's funny to say, but on the high ground in particular, if you get charlatans onto those Huracans, they melt like butter.
Yeah, true.
Or, you know, he's got the Cantavis. If he knows how to cast Hallucination.
How is this not in range? Okay, I just didn't have vision. Oh my god. Well, how did that miss?
Thread the needle. Thread the needle. 12 o'clock taken. We got 3 o'clock up as well.
Yeah, and you know, Protoss has got his Nexus wherever it may lie.
Okay, he's got the Cantavis. He needs to storm. He needs to storm. He's not doing it yet. Hey, it's barely staying alive. Barely staying alive.
Yeah, I assume he realizes that's a spellcaster, right? And it doesn't just attack.
Yeah, hopefully. It doesn't say High Templar on it, so maybe not. He's got a Herald and a couple other units, including a worker rallying up to the 12 o'clock, it looks like.
Ooh, interesting harass units, Heralds. I suppose are actually pretty good because, you know, you can sort of sustain more if you're getting like countered by static defense or anything like that. Oh man, that one Amaranth can get pretty good value. Why are you building your tech out here, HonMonO? But hang on, the engagement's going down. Still no storms going down.
No.
Ooh, Drax getting melted so far.
Well, he finds the captaincies coming up at 12 o'clock. I'm sure you're very pleased about that.
Go Scribe. No. Well, I feel like it's not going to be punished. I mean, there's a lot of army stuff lying around for Trigger. Again, he kind of needs to just get the arc, get the right engagement, and I feel like he has the tools he needs. But HonMonO going around just in a blob is sort of suiting him a lot better versus Trigger doing it. Now, is the tech going up any higher? Not yet. This is the problem. I mean, obviously, against Bio, you just want to get those Obtectons one day, and then you'll just blast everything. But I don't know if if Trigger knows this. He's getting the Unitary. Obviously, it can be hard to get up that tech tree when you don't know what you need.
If you know about the Uptecton, do you need anything else? A couple of his units pop up over here at 12 o'clock. See another little scouting force. He can threaten this, and he's got a big army going off to the other side. He's starting to embrace the low supply, like the fact that there's no supply limit. And there's a lot of captaincies in the middle of the map as well.
Dude, stop making them out there. Like, then again, they do only cost minerals, so for captaincy, I don't mind it so much when he has his back. But yeah, this is a really good tactical move. I mean, his main army in the top can easily just run away, right? Those units are not going to chase him down. And he's going to do a bit of damage over here. Distract his opponent. No, he needs to be careful not to overcommit. And he does run away right away. So very nice moves there. He's got so many idle workers, though. There's like 25 workers not doing anything.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Ooh, because he's engaging in this narrow area. Loses the Cantavis, who never casts a single storm. Needs to back out of this. This is not going to work out.
Yeah, but he's got that other squad off to the side. He just didn't want to commit to the attack over here. Although, I don't know.
The Cantor. No.
Oh, dear. Oh, my. Oh, me. Oh, my. He's got one fadeaway shot. That's about it.
I mean, honestly, now you look at these armies. If you got the perfect arc, Maybe he's going to bring up both armies and descend on this, and that could actually work. Oh, it is Olympians. I knew it, man. HonMonO is on the bleeding edge of all the strategies. I don't know how this happened, but I'm telling you, these Olympians are probably the future. I think you still definitely want Apostles or maybe Autocrats in there, but Apostles...
He's making one Autocrat, and this engagement's going to go the way of Trigger up here in the top. Very, very nice
This is going to be crushing. And you know what? That Cyprian stack, I mean, they seem like little cheap units, but it is a lot of gas to build all those up. But now he has to deal with those Olympians on the way. We have an Architect coming, but there's no time for that. The fight is happening now. Olympians don't care about Amaranths. They don't care about Acantors even. They are just going to tank that. Absolutely destroyed. And this Protoss army has to stay mobile. There's a lot of play for Trigger here. He's doing a good job just like poking at the edges, but he does need to be careful. A lot of damage will go down very quickly from those Olympians. Oh my god, get out of there.
I don't know if he's going to be able to get up the ramp. It's a Brood War ramp.
Oh no, the Ark's forming. Well, now he's trapped here. Can he escape? I don't think he can. Oh, this army has to like retreat and hold the ramp. I don't think it can. Oh no. Oh no. He's trying. He's trying.
He's going to go for an attack now. It feels like maybe he's got a good arc. Problem is, he's not really working out too well. The Shamans are front stacked.
So many.
Oh my god.
The Shamans are blocking him. Look at them.
It's not intentional, but it works so beautifully. Another counterattack over here, but there's Olympians ready to gun down those Amaranths on the other side. You cannot get close to them. You get close, they just punch you. Oh, the Cantavis! Oh, the Cantavis are on the front. He throws down the spells, but it's a little too late.
Oh, nice, nice.
Got some Amaranths trying to cleave out the Olympians. Again, that's a pretty good matchup.
In small numbers, you see they can get the job done, but the problem is there's large numbers.
There are large numbers right here for HonMonO. He's ascended to making 10 Olympians, and he's got the Autocrats on the field. The turncoats. GG has to be called, and Trigger has to bow out, losing his 4th base. HonMonO just keeps on growing.
Yeah, well, it was a good show from Trigger, actually. His best yet, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
He did a good job sort of maneuvering his army around. Wasn't quite able to get like the arcs, and like you said, moving around like Brood War ramps was a bit beyond him. But yeah, it looked pretty good actually. If he was able to tech up a bit faster, maybe if he had a whole bunch of architects out at that time, which he was making very slowly, could have worked. But he did fall behind on economy again, I have to point out.
Yes, that is true. That is true. I'm going to go ahead and host the next map, but I do need a short break. Maybe about like 5 minutes, maybe slightly more. I'll try to be as quick as I can because I know we got that hard out. I'm going to let our players know.
Yep. Let me give me the opportunity to fire up Twitch and lag a little bit.
All right.
All right, guys. I've got 10,000 minerals. Should I bet them on HonMonO? If the game happened, I think I missed it already. Which is probably a good thing. Oh, I didn't miss it. I don't know, guys. Cosmonarchy says, gamble responsibly, don't lose all your life savings in one match. So you're saying this was to be expected? Yes, I suppose. But we saw Ultra triumph over Siki despite Siki playing a lot more, so I don't know. Yeah, HonMonO looks completely dominant, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, Yakov has a chance. Yakov has a chance. He had a chance in that one game. I believe. That's a good point, Sausage, actually, and it really shows, because like we're talking about, with Trigger unable to get these arcs and move around the map. And I assume, I mean, I can't say for sure, but I assume HonMonO has played Brood War, like over the long term. Whereas I would say I could tell that Trigger has not. Whatever you're trying to say, Jack Lansky, I don't think it worked. You should have an amount of minerals you can get that if you get enough, you can implement some stupid feature into the game. I don't know what it would be. Something terrible. It is 2 a.m. here in Australia, so I'm kind of glad that HonMonO has been smashing a lot of games quickly. He's getting me through this pretty fast. Antimatter nuke? What would an antimatter nuke even do? Map eating thing. Oh, so it's like you don't even win if you build it, it's just a draw? Like, you build this thing and nobody wins. You both lose. If it's a ranked game, you both lose points if anyone builds that. That just sounds amazing.
All right, I have returned. How we doing? How we doing?
Oh, we're discussing the drawbacks of gambling and if Brood War players do have an advantage playing this Brood War mod.
Oh yeah, probably. I mean, people were talking about the.
People
were
saying like a top CPL player, this is like low S rank, would be on par with a StarCraft 2 Pro. I don't know if I agree with that either, actually, though.
I feel like the biggest gap is the knowledge of how like the game itself works, or like the tech tree and the units and stuff. So,
I think the unit movement is really the number one thing.
Yeah. So like as soon as you play enough games to learn the game, as far as the units go, you're gonna have enough information to compete. Like the Brood War pros have less to learn than the StarCraft 2 pros, but it's still a lot to learn. And so I don't know that, like, I wouldn't. It's going to be a while before HonMonO's as good as Wolfix, probably. But he's still pretty good already. So we got to give him that. He's just playing a really off-meta style, even though his build orders might look like it and some of his choices might look like it. So that's just the way it is. Now our Gambit is up, and YoungYakov as our red Zerg in the top right, HonMonO in the bottom left, Dark Sapphire Terran. We are on YoungYakov's favorite map, as he's once again challenging. This is Oneiros, the port of Everdream, courtesy of Jujic. This is the one that had the busted vision, but don't worry, we fixed it. And now we have a Larvosk first coming up here for Yakov, just like the first time he played against HonMonO on this. We're still waiting for a PVZ. If we get a PVZ sometime soon, I will go to Demilune for it. I think it's a great PVZ map.
Well, we started with PvZ. Did that not satisfy you?
No.
The 4-minute PvZ we had? Jack in chat is saying, imagine not memorizing every unit before you play the game. Well, Jack has memorized every unit that isn't in the game, too.
True, yeah. He was posting in the channel recently for the thread we have for considering new designs, and he was like, there's a couple of units that still haven't been implemented, but they were going to be implemented, or they were conceived of, and maybe they could be implemented. You got it, man.
AOT saying you bet on Yakov. I mean, Godspeed, AOT. I don't know about that.
When is the upset? When is it time for the upset? Larvosk into Hatch. It is against Double Stockade. This one could end up very, very poorly for our Yakov
My prediction
faithful.
was wrong, that HonMonO is going to try anything else. It's like, nope, I'm going to try winning.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Oh, he's actually, I think he's doing 2 Huracan into the Ministry again. That's what he did the last time. He's got a lot of money in the back.
Man, if he just started rallying Mavs, I don't think there'd be anything Zerg could do.
Correct. It does feel that way. Now, that being said, there might not be anything Zerg can do anyway. Larvosk Hatch, no pool, no den, and he's so many minerals away from having what he needs to make any...
Like we talked about, I feel like if Zerg micros well, though, he theoretically shouldn't lose anything to this. I mean, he'll lose mining time, I suppose, but that Hydra is hella late, I guess. Okay, look, if 4 Huracans get there before there's any units, maybe you're screwed. And 2 is just like, oh, okay, this is dangerous, I gotta, play well. 4 is like, oh no. So maybe he does just die, but he did cancel them. He did cancel them and get the Ministry. Oh wait, no, they finished. Sorry,
yep,
I didn't even see them move out.
Total,
so I'm like, oh, he must have canceled them.
Right.
Yeah,
All good. Now the Hatch will finish. He can make a lot of Rilla cores to defend, but his Hydrathen is only halfway done as the Huracans arrive. Very light build here for Yakov.
You know, I was saying while you were gone, it's 2 a.m., so I'm kind of glad these players are having such one-sided stomps sometimes. It looks like there's going to be another one. He's fighting straight up. He's not microing the back of the injured ones. I mean, you can see the Drolev can sort of handle this, even though he's not doing a good job of it. You can sort of imagine how they could have dealt with no losses, but as is, they're just getting roasted. I think this game's already over, man. I think that's it. Yeah,
Yakov has to... He types the 1G. He knows what's up. He knows he screwed that one up a little bit, and that's an easy $10 for Mr. HonMonO. And all of a sudden, I was just saying in chat for our player chat, I was like, hey, Trigger, how we doing on time? I think we might be able to finish everything in an hour. And he's like, all good. And yeah, I think maybe you're right, because this is just a nice and easy, quick one there.
I mean, you can see that, if 6 Rilla Rokors popped out, and, you're, microing the Drolev's back more diligently, I think you can see how, Zerg shouldn't really lose anything there. But obviously, it's a threat that you have to make that happen as Zerg. And he's not able to do it, so Trigger gets to go in again. He's getting a little closer each time.
That's right.
Can he make it competitive this time?
And it's so gutting for Mr. HonMonO or Mr. YoungYakov in my opinion, because he's workshopping these strategies. I see him typing in the channel to Hamster and asking him for ideas and stuff, and then it just doesn't quite click, and it's a 2-spawn map, and all these factors play a part for sure. So
yeah, it's hard to convey it just telling someone to do something. You have to play it out and all the possible variations and things you can do. And all the tools that Zerg has, Rilla Rokors and borrowing and stuff like that. I keep saying with the shields for Proto, you have to use these things to really know how to use these things.
Correct.
That's the tricky part.
Correct. Yeah. Listen, HonMonO is currently cleaning up, right? He's won the majority of the games. He's got 7 out of 11 games. 8 out of 11 have been played so far. So a vast majority of the matches. The only game he didn't win is the game he didn't play in. So just to put that into perspective, he's been a nemesis, a menace. We did see Trigger get very close to something glorious in the match on his favorite map there. Tokamak ported to Cosmonarchy as Magnetron. Looked like it was setting up for a good game. And we saw that Yakov got very close on Maximus, sort of on his own map the first time, but that second time was a much more open and shut case. And, there's holes in HonMonO's play, for sure. But,
yeah, definitely. I think Yakov had some reason to think he had a chance, for sure. And I guess it makes sense you go for the greed, because you're well, if I can just get a good economy, I think I can do this. But I feel like he also should have been aware that HonMonO has done the same opening every single game. So, except the one time he did 1 Stockade Ministry, which I guess is what he was hoping for.
Indeed. All right, well, Trigger has just popped into our lobby, so we are getting ready for another TVP. We're going to Demilune, a port of Overwatch. It's a classic StarCraft 1 map, and it's become a classic Cosmonarchy map.
trying to think of like some epic games about on this one.
How about
like
game one between you and Top Ramen and Acropolis Ramen?
I know, but I don't want to just keep referencing my own games. You know?
I guess that was Acropolis 2, actually, quarterfinals. Oh,
Indeed. We didn't have it in Acropolis 3, so...
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Gamba up, and we are going into Trigger versus HonMonO. HonMonO in the bottom right, our Blood Terran again. Trigger in the top left, our Ultramarine Protoss. You can see him checking out the map layout, seeing what's going on with the camera positioning. Love to see it. One thing that actually, you're never going to hear me say this again, Neblime and chat, make note of it. One thing Stormgate does that I think is actually pretty good is the fact that they save camera positions per map, per client. So once you set them once, you never have to set them again if it's like on the bases and stuff. I think that's
pretty cool.
So
yeah, honestly, why doesn't StarCraft 2 do that? Feels like kind of a miss that they didn't do that, you know? Very cool.
Well, only a bunch of pros that don't necessarily play at the highest level anymore in some cases. According to, listen, this is a biased source. So, according to Hupsea, I believe, only pros that don't play the game very much are on the Balance Council. So they are responsible for the updates, and there's no Blizzard devs left. So just one intern that pushes them.
No, I assume the people in the Balance Council couldn't do something like that. That's not what.
That's right. It's not a feature. I mean, there's been a Cyclone bug in the game for like over 2 years, so I don't know when they're gonna.
Yeah. What does it do?
Makes them retarget faster than they should. So just boosts their DPS a lot. Okay.
It's a feature, I guess.
Speaking of, though, let's talk about Cosmonarchy, because HonMonO is going Fulcrum, already a change. Trigger Nexus first.
He's also mining from a ridge, I have to point out, because it hurts me every time I see him going back and forth. Like, you're going to have a hard time recording your Hierophant like that. Now, yeah, I mean, this looks pretty good for Trigger, except, like, if he just makes a Vulture, he's making a Vulture. If he just sends that, does Trigger have an answer for that? Now, HonMonO's showing he knows the Brood War Micro. Now, you can fall into a trap pretty easily in Cosmonarchy because the Vulture fires slower. You think you're going to shoot and turn around. You should end up going towards the enemy a bit too easily. So maybe Trigger can get him, but that also relies on Trigger having like the good micro of the workers. I kind of feel like this is just going to do too much damage. I'm very afraid for Trigger. This is going to be like the quickest game yet.
Yeah, he's still mining from the ridge. Now a second worker doubling down. So he can afford a Draconin, but it's going to be about 32 seconds after the gateway finishes.
So long.
Yeah, this is a lot of damage that the Vulture can potentially do. Oh, hey,
what's
going on?
He's like, hang on a minute, that's a Nexus.
Oh, Draconin does start up. Hey, he's wasting time chasing this scribe down here. That's actually really good for Trigger's sake.
He's not even dead. What? Okay.
I'll just pocket
the mine, the mine.
Oh, not quite.
Would have been so clutch if he like stunned the Vulture with its own mine there. Unless,
halfway complete is the Draconin. Hold on. We might actually have some saves. Trigger needs to pull the workers back. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, dear.
He's sort of, like, running into the death zone. I mean, if Trigger fights back, Trigger seems kind of intent to just let this happen for now. Okay, the Drax is going to come out, though. I mean, 2 Vultures can be
he hit the gateway.
Yeah, well, now he can't because he's done a lot of damage for free. Although the stun goes down, I mean, it still doesn't quite...
There's more Vultures coming.
A little bit of scribe support.
Okay, that's the battle workers we need. There's the focus fire. He doesn't kill the Vulture that was so low, and now he can one-shot the scribes with the 3 Vultures. He's got a 4th one about to rain in. Listen, Trigger's not actually out of this game yet, but it feels so bad. Zealot comes out.
Well, he needed to be very aggressive with his scribes from the start, I think is what's missing. But the Zealot will help a lot. I mean, if he takes out those 2 injured ones real quick here, but the Zealot takes so much damage. And like I was saying, HonMonO knows the Brood War Micro. You can see him pretty easily just patrolling against that Zealot. The damage has been spread so much. This time Draconin's going to fall. I mean, there's 2 more still queued. I mean, look, Trigger's always got those units in the queue. That we know. He's ready to go with those.
Yeah,
but the Ministry is out, and the 3rd is
on the way. He got got him with the workers. He's now evacuating the natural. Yeah, this is getting to be too much damage, guys.
Dude, how does someone afford a 3rd while he's producing all this damage?
Well, because he's only got 1 Fulk. He only just now put a star pad down. He's going Wraith and behind it. Well, he's ahead. He can do that.
All right, looks like... No, he changed his mind. No, he's like, no.
Oh, they were meant to be Fulcrums. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, HonMonO loves his extra expansions. I don't know how good it is in Cosmonarchy. We'll have to see him play against some of the more top Protosses, like if Ayud's Protoss comes out, Nablime and Arbuz could play against HonMonO. Give him a couple of looks there.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. Now that he's shown on stream, he's just going to be, like, expanding. Everyone's going to be, like, putting units to scout for that. And it's going to be very expensive if you're in this situation. The Ministry gets cancelled because it's pretty early in the game, right?
Yeah.
And like I was sort of talking about, the lattice strategy is going to be very effective against this kind of opening. If you get one vassal, you can bully the vultures back because it does more damage than you would imagine. They really do have to run away from it, and then you can have a very dangerous attack with Simulacrum Manifold against pretty much any early Fulcrum unit. Now, the Fulcrum does have the Palladium added on now, so Phalanx is going to be coming out. He knows everything. I'm pretty sure, like, HonMonO knows the best way to play in Tier 3 that we've never even seen at this point.
Listen, you know what I love? And you guys are going to be a doubter, and that's fine, but HonMonO made Salamanders, and they looked so fucking good when he made them. They were so awesome.
Yeah, I've always said Salamanders are good, man.
Well, I don't know if you know, they got 3 more projectiles. They shoot 6 projectiles in an arc now. They basically take over the whole map with fire, so...
Oh, are they too good now? Oh no,
I don't know. We haven't seen them. People have been making Sundogs instead, right? So you never see
okay.
them.
I died in turn against tier 2 anyway, so whatever. Fair enough.
You know, there's only 2 Phalanx here.
Oh yeah, is that his entire army?
Yes.
Oh, but they hit harder than both StarCraft 2 and Brood War, so you need to be very careful. Ooh.
Well, he can shut down this natural. He probably feels like he's doing good counter damage. Little does he know, the third base is harvesting right above him. Oh
my god, he's still getting hit. Pull back. Okay, there you go. At least there aren't too many workers at that third yet, but yeah, and you know what, his own third is coming up. So this is like both players just scrambling for the greed, and to be honest, Protoss has recovered better than I would have thought from the early losses. Once again, we have the M ramps coming out, but I mean, this shows sort of the lack of knowledge here that, you know, just because it's good against one thing doesn't mean it's the only thing to do. There's definitely better options against Fulcrums. And, you know, double Grand Library at the front, I don't like it very much versus Mech Evo. Nonetheless, he's out here. If he gets those Atreus, it could be useful. I've been told they're not terrible against Phalanx, though I'm not sure I believe it.
Well, here's the problem. He's got 5 Phalanx, but if you get melee on top of them, what happens? They just blow up, so...
True. If it is pure Phalanx, the Amramp actually probably not going to be bad. So, good point. Even if they go tank mode, I think Amramp can handle that pretty well.
Yep, yeah, they sustain through a lot of it, unless it's like a, I guess, well, 14 Phalanx or something. Hey, we got a Stargate coming! Trigger recognizing his opponent's going for the mech play.
But just in time for the Madrigals to pop, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I think that's honestly okay, because if you're going after, like, Exemplar or something like that, or even Auroras, just kind of, like, bombing on top of them, that's a possibility.
I think Aurora's, like, the one option that the Madrigals can deal with, to be honest. Exemplars definitely will just bully them. But, I mean, it means you got to be careful. If you've got, like, 4 Madrigals, you just have to make sure you're spread all the time, which does make it harder. You've got to use that dead ground. Whereas if it was all Phalanx, you do just fly on top of the Auroras and just, like, well, what you going to do now? Here we go.
All right, the Mason reveals, hey, there's a third base this whole time. Hold on. Trigger now recognizing.
But it was a bait, because now his army's going to be trapped. See, it was all part of the plan.
It kind of is, because there is no exit other than this southern ramp here, so... Well, you can kill the Madrigal.
He's getting a lot of work kills. All the Madrigals, pick those off before the units come out. That's actually kind of huge. Amaranth did not last very long. Okay, but he's going to get a lot of worker kills. I mean, this almost feels like it's going to be worth it for Protoss. I think
so, yeah. I mean, it's painful. Oh, a couple Amaranths go down. Not really the most useful.
Easy kills there. You know, I just realized the Madrigal's actually pretty good here too, just to deplete all the Amaranths. But I like that he's pulling back. He's getting good value here for the units he's losing. And, you know, Protoss, well, he could be continuing to make works this time. I was going to say, he's still making works through 3 base, but he's not actually doing that.
No, but he does have 9 idle at the third. So, you know,
I mean, he's still here. He's still picking stuff off.
And one more worker down.
Yeah, wow, okay. Equalize the worker count. So, honestly, I don't mind it. If he can stop Terran from pushing and killing him now.
Which should be doable. There's not that many Phalanx at the end of the day. We're talking about 9 and the Madrigal.
Okay, but what does Protoss actually have? He has like a bunch of Zealot Amaranth. And that's it.
That's good. All he needs.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at this Terran army. I don't think it's enough.
Well, what you do is you make sure that your Terran uses the siege mode, and then you just kind of crash onto them, and then
You're gonna need a good spread.
No,
which, so far he's not had.
Yeah, that is fair. I was kind of memeing a bit.
Okay, if Terran like sieges up here and leaves the Madrigals in Imperioso, then sure.
Yeah. If they only deploy 1/2 of the army, then he's got it.
Yeah.
He's already scouting for all the bases. I think he's realized Exemplars are coming out.
Yeah, I think he knows who he's playing against now. I was like, hang on a minute, he's really just going to keep expanding everywhere?
I actually really like the Legionnaire pivot just because it's like a unit you can either run by with or get on top of Phalanx and make them splash. However, it does depend on the engagement. If you just kind of walk in a ball, then like everything behind the first units are going to get shellacked by the Phalanx, right? And we do finally have some vultures out for support Mayans.
I think you're overestimating the ability of the Legionnaire to get within 1 mile of the Terran army, to be honest.
Well,
I feel
the
like,
problem is there's
like
no...
they will be seen and eliminated.
Until the vultures showed up, there were not a single ranged unit. You know what I mean? Like, you have to deploy the magical,
True.
I guess. But it's pretty slow moving.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a lot of magicals, man. He's gonna regret going Stargate.
Inner 6 is being taken because Outer 6 was denied by an Amaranth.
Man, this is like the rarest base in this map.
I know, yeah. But, you know, it's a StarCraft 2 player. He's just like, I gotta take bases. Bottom left, trigger. 4th base.
Alright, Protoss taking the 4th, yeah, as you say, but the Terran Army's coming. He's got all those melee units. Man, I don't know, as long as he hits the deploy key on those Madrigals, I don't really see much happening here for Protoss.
HonMonO doesn't know Cyclops do splash damage, I think. Friendly splash, that is. Alright, there's the deploy
they're not
Madrigal.
going to come and play. Yeah, no, he needs to pull back. I mean, the Exemplars can definitely do the work here. They just need to keep chipping away constantly. They can't not be engaging. Every second he's not engaging with the Exemplars, his DPS is losing. And, like, look how much stuff he has to chew through. He can try it.
You sure can.
Exemplars
being targeted. Oh, the Zealots and Amaranths are going to try to get their money's worth, but they are disappearing a little bit too fast. Remember, the tanks, the Phalanxes aren't even in siege mode yet.
Yeah, and like, look at this massive Imperioso mode. He's just going to snipe the Exemplars because Trigger's not been diligent about pulling back his injured units whatsoever so far. And yeah, I don't think he's going to chip this down. He's obviously going to lose the 3rd, but I think even he's going to lose the main here. I mean, you can see the potential of these Exemplars, but again, they're just not being microed.
Yeah.
Gladius comes out. That is definitely not going to be the unit here. There's no way for it to really get close enough, no matter which mode the Magicals are in. I mean, he's out there doing his best.
Yeah, he's going to try to spread that 6 damage or whatever he's able to do to the Phalanx.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
There is one Amaranth, has 7 kills in the 3rd base, but yeah, that mech army is too powerful. Trigger says GG. HonMonO takes another game, and you know, I did have a moment there where I was thinking, man, he's got a lot of money in the bank. If his army isn't really efficient, he will drop this. You know, he's going to be in serious danger, but he's just too good with the unit control.
Oh yeah, it was never in any doubt. There was just so much army. Even though he traded well with his own army, like you look back at home, it's like, well, Protoss is clearly not prepared to defend this, you know?
That's right, that's right.
Unfortunately.
Well, whoever drops this next map is in danger of only being able to play one more game, I believe. Let's see, we just passed 9 games, and so now our last 2 games are queued up. We are going to have YoungYakov face off against Mr. HonMonO, and I think we will go ahead and play his favorite map, which is the Tsunami map again. He played this versus HonMonO, YoungYakov earlier, but he deserves it, right? He's been gaming. He's been doing the thing. So.
All right, fair enough. Here we go. Can he pull it off now?
Alrighty. Let's see if we're good to go here. It looks like our players have already signed off on the idea. So we're going to get in there, and then we're going to change our overlay, but the Gamba is back up for you guys. Let's see.
Don't do it. Don't bet your life savings.
Let's see if HonMonO will finally be toppled. Whoever loses this game is out for the rest of the show match because there's only one more game after this, guys. We've already crossed this is our 10th match. So if HonMonO drops this, he'll be ending at $100.
Yeah. If he gets his revenge, Yakov that is, gets his revenge, and then finally the rematch from the first match to the last match against Trigger.
Well, if you take a look at the base at 11 o'clock and go down a little bit, that is where the Masons are heading. This is a StarCraft 2 build if I've ever seen one.
Is he going to make triple proxy stockade? Can you afford that?
Yes, you can.
Or is one of these going to be the innocuous innocent scout?
Yeah, it feels like it's a little bit too much there, in my opinion.
Dude, who told Yakov? Because he's going to make the den first, it looks like. You know, who told him that this was going to happen? Although, I don't know if the den is even fast enough. No, it is a K-Grit, never mind. He's already dead. What's he going to do? I mean, if he makes the rills, is he going to scout? Looks like it is going to be only 2 stockade, because I don't think he can really afford this. Well, seems like he thinks he wants to. I don't know about that.
He hasn't been making workers. He's got 6 workers. He made 3 workers, and they were all for the construction.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Wouldn't it be better to have got constant worker production and only 2 stockades? Then you can make the anchors and keep growing your economy at home. But anyway, he's going for all 3. I feel like he's only going to need 2. Well, at least it's not hatch first.
Yes.
Looks like it's going to be the den.
Pool, den. Pool, den, pool.
No, it's going to be a den.
Okay.
Which is unfortunate. Pool will be much more helpful in this situation.
Now, well, the Hurricanes are going to arrive way faster now, too, so...
Yes. A Surcouf is always an option. It's always not bad against this kind of thing. It's hard to position it sometimes.
Yeah.
And the ramp is not available because the first K group was not far away enough. Now, honestly, this
Mavericks.
isn't actually as bad as the last game, I think, in terms of like how far away he is from military units.
Fair enough,
but he has no idea. Did not send a scout. No Rilla Rocor is going to be made here. I mean, how many units does HonMonO wait for before he goes in with the killing blow?
Yeah, he's also added Mavericks to the list too, so he's going to go with these 3 Masons as well. It's a full committed push. He made 1 extra Mason at home in the middle of all of that.
Okay, so he is still growing, just at a slow rate.
Man, there's a lot of minerals here. You can tell he wants Izira cores, but he's got so much resources. The Maverick stem comes out. It finishes just in time for his 5 Hydras to start. Now he's got to pull the workers away. Does he know he has Burrow? He could make this take a lot longer. I think when you see the Masons, you must know for sure your opponent is very all in.
Yeah, for sure. So he's not going to give up easily. Now, if he loses these eggs, it could be catastrophic. I don't know if he knows they're as weakly armored as they are. Yeah, he seems to have figured it out. And that is really the unstoppable thing about this. You can just stifle the production completely. 3 Hydras come out. Now, I don't know, with the godliest micro, they could theoretically do this.
Harakan's dead.
Away.
No more armor end.
Yeah, but so the worker count, like he's down to 8 workers, all Hydra falls, another one pops, does not want to get right in the Maverick's face. That is not advisable, but nonetheless, he has the numbers, but the reinforcers are coming in, Rilla Rocos are popping, he can just make those forever.
Yeah, those are free.
He
definitely needs to stop micro. That's really good control from YoungYakov because he could have just lost everything there. Rilla Rocos come out to try to break the Harakan. Yeah, that's only the workers left. I think HonMonO has been held. YoungYakov keeps it going. Mason production resumes behind this.
He needs to keep those reels alive, though. Ooh, okay, just lose 1. I can't believe that's such a valuable unit. Okay, so he is still here. Oh, hang on, here comes Rilla Rocos. Is he still here? I don't know.
Oh, wait, hold on.
The Hydra's gonna fall.
The Hydra wasn't microed. Oh, no, he is not making any more units. GG is called, and that's Yakov out with his 1 win. I can't believe it. Oh, I believed so hard. I thought, yes, he's going to do it. He's going to hold against all odds, but he got a little overconfident at the end there. And HonMonO takes another match. Wild. This is probably the most one-sided show match I think we've held. And it's all down to the fact that HonMonO grinded like a nobody's business. Yeah. That's for sure.
When Ultra was winning all those games, he at least had to like build up his Eidolons and stuff. You know, he wasn't doing it too fast. But HonMonO just like, get out of my lobby. This is my win.
That's right. That's right. So obviously our last match here, we are going to play on Mame Street now.
You could make it happen.
I could technically make it happen. I kind of want to do the Force Spawn map. Let's do Maximus again because that's a map that you know, we'll get a little bit more like in theory we might get a bit more macro oriented, but
yeah. Well, does that favor Trigger, though? Because HonMonO has just been getting ahead in the workers. I mean, when Trigger was trying the like all-ins or the early attacks, it did look even worse, I suppose. So maybe this is for the best?
All right, let's do it.
We need more of those forced cross maps. Or maybe forced close maps.
Forced horizontal spawn. Yeah,
I like that idea.
Okay, well, it is going to be vertical spawns here. HonMonO in the top right is our Maroon Terran, and Trigger in the bottom right as our Alice Blue Protoss. Ladies and gentlemen, the final Gamba of the day is up. I hope you guys have been enjoying the show match. It's been just blazingly fast, blisteringly fast compared to what we saw before. I was not expecting the outcomes to be like that necessarily. And I do think we've seen some serious, like, good faith efforts by the Zerg to hold on against HonMonO's aggression, by the Protoss to develop a lot of compositions in that mid game. I think that match on Tokamak when Trigger was playing the first time he started deploying Grand Libraries for the Amaranths, that showed massive growth.
Yeah, for sure. He was doing a lot of good army movement there as well. Just unfortunately wasn't able to keep up in the macro, and especially the tech. I feel like if you don't have Protectons out, or maybe like Argus units possibly, by the time Terran has tier 2, you're in a very dangerous position. So it was pretty hard to deal with those Olympians. Like I said, Olympians are the future. They're like the cutting edge that HonMonO is deploying. So, you know, it's like Trigger needs to be playing like the best Protoss to beat HonMonO because he's playing the best Terran. So it's very hard for him when like this is literally his first day of the mod.
Yeah, we need to assign these pro players coaches, says Dog. You know, I kind of did that,
Yeah.
except HonMonO already had his coach. It was called Practice. But I did send Neblime after Trigger, and I did send Hamster after YoungYakov, but it was probably a little bit too close to the time. Trigger just didn't have room in his schedule to do a lot of practicing, which is totally fair. He's just a guy who he's top of the world in StarCraft 2 right now, top 20, like I mentioned at the start of the show. And I know people were kind of bagging on the StarCraft 2 versus Brood War angle or what have you. I will say, it's probably pretty hard for the Brood War guys to just lock, stock, and barrel switch over to StarCraft 2 by comparison. Or if we had a StarCraft 2 mod, like maybe that Evo Complete thing, even though it's like in theory supposed to be Brood War versus StarCraft 2, the Brood War plays completely differently because it's a completely different engine, right? And so to whatever degree you would say like, oh, these guys, they didn't even, they didn't practice or they didn't have this or that. I'll say like, we're watching them practice. It's called the Showmatch, and we are seeing some growth, like I was saying at the start of this game. So I want to give them a shout out for that reason. Obviously, HonMonO comes in with a lot more practice. And it looks like right now he's actually going to leave the base with his 2 Cyprians just in time for Trigger to walk in. What's he found now? Everybody's gangsta until the Cyprian's
every
flying.
time he goes in and gets surrounded. Oh, wait, I think this is going to die. Ooh.
That's with the cliff advantage. That's a wrap. Yeah, that sucks.
Unfortunate. Yeah, losing your first one.
That's the slowest Reaper flank versus an Adept I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, what even happened?
Yeah, these are just the Reapers in an alternate universe. Instead of putting the big like jetpack tubes on their back, they made it into their guns.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, they use the jetpacks as their weaponry. Well, Natural's already up here for Trigger after his 1K. He's adding a second one, and his second combat unit, the Dracodon, moving in.
2 bases are not enough for HonMonO.
No, he wants that third.
It's like it'll have to be. Don't you dare. Oh my god. He starts at the worst possible time to start it. It's just before you have time to react. He did not need to cancel that though. That's a bit brazen. I mean, here's the thing. If Trigger's playing well, I think he can deny it, but at least make him do it,
Sure, yeah. Well, he is only on 1 stockade this whole time. Both players on very low military counts, so.
Yeah, AOT, in my defense, I don't know how I can coach him when he hasn't played the game, you know what I mean? It's not easy. Tried to tell him some things.
You gave him some pointers, and that's about as good as you could do. You coach through chat and not through a game because he just doesn't have the time.
Without me, he wouldn't have known he could mine gas, so...
That's true,
He's still mining from the ridge. He's mining from the ridge again. Someone sent help.
Oh yeah, you didn't mention that? Oh, look at this. He's going to dive
into
that.
No, I didn't mention. I thought it would be apparent that the big one's, the big one, but I didn't think
well,
of that.
Also, if you click on it, it says Vespi per turn 3 as opposed to 5.
Yes.
So, yeah. But there's a lot going on. He's got a lot to deal with.
Ooh. I like this. He's expanding ahead of the Terran this time, so I'm liking this. I'm optimistic. Can he do better this time? Will he go Grand Library again, or will he try something else, I wonder? I feel like the MRAs weren't bad, but he needed to utilize all the other Grand Library units as well.
Yeah, he started to add heralds. He started to use a Cantavis after he lost a few that didn't cast anything. There were things going on there. And we do have 5 stockade into the 3rd base here for HonMonO, which is still kind of early for Cosmonarchy meta, but listen, I'm all for it if people start making more mass expansions. Good micro stutter step back, unfortunately. Still homes in on the target there. But good attempt there, you can tell.
The first one they target as soon as it gets targeted, right? Ooh, rally.
We got some lag.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm lagging.
Neblime.
It's the game hanging, by the way. I don't have any disconnect screen. The game is freezing for me for a couple seconds. So I don't know what's up with that.
Can't believe it.
Anyway, seems like we're functional again now. Once again, it's this mass Cyprian. Realized that, well, if the enemy's all standing in one place and I have splash damage...
Well, he's also put some damage onto that anchor. He was pretty close to getting it into the red. No Mason repair yet for HonMonO. He can't be bothered. Scribe count is going to rise.
Take this. I don't know what he means by that.
Nemesis Jimmy. I think Lucy was playing as Nemesis Jimmy instead of... I was wondering who that was in an FFA, and he did do a lot of damage. So, shout out to Lucy.
Yeah, if you're careful, you can kind of evil Neblime out there.
Yeah, that's right. Evil Neblime. Very funny. Dracodon scouting are fine, but I do feel like they're a significant part of your military force, and so if he's trying to do some kind of posture like this, it is really difficult for his Dracodons to do the damage if there's one missing, right? So using the wounded ones would be a little bit easier. Yeah.
I think 1 scribe is really not that big a deal, and like you say, if he gets to a fight, he doesn't need all dragons. He's pull back wisely though. He's not going to get caught here. Looks like he better get some shots and just run away as long as he's not waiting too long.
He's trying to cycle through this fight. Yeah, okay. Takes a little bit of hull damage.
Is not the place to do it.
Yeah.
Is the problem.
Yeah.
It's the right idea in the wrong place.
That's right. Thinking about
Well,
taking...
he does keep them all intact, though.
Yeah. Grand Library is coming up. His second one, actually. His first one's already making amaranths. Although it's not rallied. Oh, no.
You know, it's all well and good to get your economy up and get all these expansions, but it's not going to serve him very well if everything's rallied like 3 or 4 to a building. Okay, once again, getting the damage now. Now he's starting to make these Draculins work for him. And this is what he needs to be doing in his other games. Oh! Or is he? Never mind.
He didn't even notice.
You have to be so careful.
If you don't notice that you lost the 2 units, then it's not real. It doesn't actually hurt.
Right, you won't be demoralized. Oh, don't get caught there.
Oh, the Eidolons have made their appearance. I heard the sound.
Yes, they have. And, you know, Trigger doesn't know. He's probably like, what the hell is this? What is that noise?
Now, Nebline, you've had storied experience PvT versus Eidolon. I want to hear your take. Even though it's a nerf to their ability to stutter step and stuff, does the fact that they play a sound before they shoot, is that now even more traumatic?
Yeah, it's a buff, because you're like, oh no, Eidolons are here.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It is probably a big deal that, like, you know they're in the comp immediately, because you might not notice in a big fight if there's, like, a couple where your opponent's starting to make them. So, yeah, the sound makes a big deal. Oh, man, he's in the wrong position. He's too far over to the right. He's not going to have a retreat path once again. Now, the Amaranth's getting sucked in. He's going to take a bit of damage. He's moving over. It looks like he will be able to get around, but it's a smaller bridge over there. Once again, caught in a blob. That Scribe, I'm sure, will be very impactful in this fight.
It doesn't blow up to the fire. It was 5 HP. He can just send it over and expand. You know, lower 3. They're sharing.
Yeah, for sure.
Upper 3 already being taken as the 4th base. Instead, it's bottom left natural and probably bottom left main after that for Trigger. But he does need to get his army back up to the ramp. And it looks like he's not even going to try to... Yeah. Okay, he is going to turn around at the ramp.
Yeah, the ramp is going to be key here. I think he can hold this as long as he uses it, but he's backing off too much. I don't think really respects the power of Brewball ramps that much. And so he does cede it to the Terran. A few Hurricanes get taken out, but now he's back at his natural. And if you get shoved into that narrow area, it's all over against Eidolons. By the way, there's someone in chat to tell HonMonO, like, okay, Savants are okay, but why don't you try Eidolons? Because he wasn't making this whole series.
Yep, that's right. He changed it up at the last second. Now listen, another thing worth pointing out here. Trigger did say his chat, his Twitch title in his last VOD was F2 Maniac. Or F2 Addict. You can't F2 in this. There's no F2 button for selecting all army. So I'm seeing a lot of his rally point units here. And he has an opportunity to just crush this Terran army. Does he feel like he does? That's the question.
Well, this is dicey coming out of this narrow choke, though. Cyprian's going to have a field day, destroying all those Drax on the side. I mean, it's very hard, but what you need to do is sort of like poke with a couple and incite Terran confusion. Look at that flanking Amaranth. Actually going to be huge there, taking a lot of fire off. Is he actually able to do it? The Scribe is giving vision as well. Oh my god, he actually cleans it up. He actually did it.
He sure did. Now, if we take a look at HonMonO's base by comparison, he does have some Savants filtering in, 10 more Eidolons where that came from, Atlas on the way, 5th base at 12 o'clock. So he's still certainly in it, and no economic damage was really dealt to Trigger, but it did reset his army count, and he's got so many units queued and not enough production.
Well, here's what I was afraid of. 4 units are queued at each building for Trigger. And, you know, he's only getting the Ardent. He's not getting the Unitary or, say, the Prostration. If he had a clearer path for his tech, I think his Prostration would be done, and he'd be looking at saving for his Ancestral. He'd be looking pretty good, but as it is, Terran's going to get the Tier 2 up, and honestly, he doesn't even need the Tier 2, because Eidolons alone will defeat what he has once they're in high enough numbers. So, even though he won the fight, in the long term, I do not like his prospects, and once again, he's not been able to curtail the Terran expansion. Someone told HonMonO I got gas caps, oh no. So now he's going to have all the gas he needs.
Cestus as well at upper 3, and that's where his army is. Now, his army is weak. His army is very weak, but I don't know if Trigger has the army to punish right now.
I don't think he does, especially the Savants are quite good on defense. Again, you'd have to do a lot of like poking back and forth with Drax, which I don't think is equipped to do. Looks like he's going to try it. A few Amaranth's going to go in, but yeah, you've got to clean out the Hurricanes first before they can do anything. Look at that flanking track. How is that going to make it out alive? Are you kidding me?
Ooh, 3 health.
Oh my god.
The Eidolon tap almost got him. Oh no! Oh, he does get avenged by 3 Hurricanes.
Dang. 3 Hurricanes for the 3 health he had left.
That's right, yeah, 1 for each HP. Now, big transfer over here at the 12 o'clock, so that's saturating. Now we've got top left natural being taken as well by HonMonO. He's eclipsed 100 workers. I think he's getting pretty close to the most workers he's made in a match so far. But he has
decent, right? These players are just banking this absurd amount.
Yeah. HonMonO does a lot of banking, and Trigger just spent down his money. But remember, it's all in the queues, right? It's not necessarily in the production tab.
Well, once again, the army getting sort of caught on the right side here. Going to be subject to a concave, has to retreat. Really needs to sort of set up a line to engage here, but he feels like he can take it with some reinforcements coming. All going to the same path, though. Yeah. Once again, a mistake.
We need to see him split his army like he did in the game on the Tokamak port, Magnetron. He did so much better with the army splits.
Oh, 3 Eidolons, though. Pretty significant loss here, losing... Well, actually, hang on a minute. Who's losing what?
Well, that's sustained fire. If they can stand and fight, they can do a lot more damage than before, but... Let's see.
True.
Extra base coming in, bottom left third. Before he takes his own third, by the way. That's very funny.
Yeah, so low on saturation once again, but still, with the sort of number of bases to try and match the Terran, once again, getting crammed back here, though. And if he had, like, Obtectons out by now, he wouldn't have these positional concerns. But as is, you really need the largest surface area possible. At least
that's why he was banking. It's his last game. Daedala on
Who told
the
him
way.
Tier 3 exists?
Oh, he knows. He made it in the
exists.
show. He made it in the FFA that got casted. He knows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Pretty good engagement for Protoss so far. Cycling in more Zealots in the Rackets. If he beats through the front line, okay, he does micro back and more Hurricanes show up, but still, Protoss has a lot here.
I'm getting flashbacks to that match between Oya and Ultra, where Ultra got some Sundogs, sniped a bunch of the tech for the Protoss, but the Protoss army was still so powerful, and the Sundogs weren't used against the military very well. So he just kind of A-moved across, even though he lost his monument and his ancestral. Doesn't really matter there. Obviously, this is a very different complexion comparatively, but I'm watching a Tier 1 Terran Bio army that is pretty stacked to the gills as far as Tier 1 can be. And it's just against the Protoss. And behind this, there's so much money in economy and tech.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is a pretty bad engage for Protoss. They need to get out of here. The Acantor, unfortunately, in a bit of danger.
That's right.
I mean, Protoss has the capacity to produce a lot of basic units. Look at all these Amaranths down the bottom left. Man, look, I didn't say that much. I just want to get this out there. I just said, oh, yeah, if you get Amaranths early, they're pretty good versus Buy. That's all I said. And he's like, all right, Amaranth forever.
That's right.
So,
well, they're not even in the fight right now, and he's still actually cleaning up all the Hurricanes. The Acantor in the back helping out quite a bit.
Dude, if they can come round, if he remembers he has them, he can clean house here, and he's in a very strong position. Even as it is, it looks like he might clean up these Eidolons, and that's a huge investment of gas for Terran, especially having invested in Tier 3. Has he flown too close to the sun? Is he taking this a bit too lightly? I mean, he's getting out a bunch of Sirens and stuff, and they're okay, but, like, Protoss just had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, trying to split his Eidolons, but it's a little bit too late. And what's the military? He's got 14 Hurricanes, and he's got Sirens. That's it. They're not...
Well, you can drag the units into the blender with that, I guess. But, I mean, if Protoss realizes he has, like, 50 freaking Amaranths down here, they want to get in and mix it up.
That's right. Still 21 of them idle. Maybe one day. The Daedala is done.
This is, like, his best chance all night. If he grabs those Amaranths and brings them...
I saw his camera fly over it, but he didn't see him. He was busy expanding. He wants to take 9 o'clock.
He's probably like, my army's so small. I've spent all my money. Like, damn it, why can't I fight back? I mean, he's even sending, like, a harass force from the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Please. Well, I hope HonMonO comes and attacks there somehow, so, like, they get activated.
Nanite Assembly is on the way. 2 of them, in fact.
Oh, it's Phobos. It's Phobos for sure, right? Did you up the cost of the Hadron Collider with the new add-on thing?
I think very minorly, honestly, if anything at all. That one was already pretty pricey, yeah, so it didn't feel like it was too necessary.
Oh, Sirens getting activated here. Get out of there.
Triggers just like pans over it. I don't know what any of that does, and then walks away.
Yeah, right?
That's exactly
he's going to get this little force of Striggers, maybe. Or the captaincies themselves would be a decent pick.
That's right.
Again, the Amaranth Legion is still over there.
Look, I do want to get excited for him, I do, but there are 4 nanites coming, and the army should be enough to hold off what Trigger's got.
Well, I don't know. He's hitting in one place and the other, getting in that harassment. Look, if you invest in like a bunch of Phobos, like they're not the be-all, end-all. Tracks can potentially kill them, you know?
He did say that was his favorite unit, so we'll see. More attacks onto the Ministry.
I mean, obviously, Minotaurs would just devastate. Hippogriffs, if like positioned properly, would be unstoppable. But I feel like Phobos of all units is kind of just like, yeah, I'm going to make these and move them, and if that doesn't work, you're kind of like, oh, I invested a lot of money. Now look at terrible engagement for Terran on the right here. Getting absolutely shellacked by that Acantor.
Oh, he decollides it! The Strigas walked right up, and the Draconin got decollided into the Acantor. It will stay alive despite that. He does end up falling back.
Though, great engagement for Protoss here. He's still just producing these basic units. Has not been able to tech up still. That's the main problem here. Once again, if he had his own Tier 4, I feel like he would still be in this game, but it's just like he's on the clock. Can Terran sort of delay long enough? He's only got 1,000 gas. Tell me, how much gas does the Phobos cost?
I think 400.
Oh, I mean, I guess he can still start 3 of them. I guess he's saving up. He's going to have the amount by the time that Hadron's done. An engagement coming down here, but this is not the engagement Protoss wants. Oh, that poor Draken, and he's getting slammed against the wall.
Just funked into it, can't escape.
Like you say, he's probably just like, I don't know what's happening to my units, but I don't want it to happen, so...
Yeah, I'm gonna fall away from there. Yeah, he's
oh no, can the Akantor make it? Oh, he's turning around, saying, okay, if you're gonna suck me in, I'm gonna fight heroically. Right. Oh, nice shells. That one Akantor is doing so much.
Positron's starting to get activated as well, but it's a little bit too close to the sun. I think it's gonna be yoinked forward. I think Trigger's gonna have to bow out as the 3 Phoboses are starting. I mean, what's he got? What's he gonna do in the face of all of this tier 2 bio? He's got Acantors, actually.
Consider how many units he has queued. I mean, you can kill this one army, but even without him spending any more money, a new army will appear. And the secret Amaranth Legion is still waiting to be deployed.
Oh, yes, okay. He still has 21 Amaranths over there.
That's a lot of Sirens. I mean, honestly, even those Sirens alone, I'm not really sure how you deal with that. That's pretty scary.
Oh, no, the
Because the
Acantors...
Tectons aren't even good against this, because you can easily just peel away the Protoss army to get them. Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's okay. That's all right. Big transfer. He's going to take another base in the upper 9 rather. Okay, he's got a lot of Acantors. Yeah. Listen, we're not holding out because Trigger's going to win. We're holding out because we want to see the Phoboses deploy.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, well, I mean, he probably could win with his Siren army, and he might just do it, which is honestly just a disappointment to himself. You know?
Yeah.
Doesn't he want to use these Phobos? But that's a lot of Acantors, actually. Sirens might be counterproductive this time. Let's see.
All right, well, the Amaranth Legion has been deployed. Now, bottom left and third is under attack at the same time. HonMonO pressuring multiple fronts.
No, the Amaranth Legion abandoned their defense just as it was needed.
That's right. Well, they finally got deployed, and they are still clearing house over here on the right side. It's just Mavericks.
I think they can get through here. He's going to lose the Unitary, by the way. He's one chance to get to tier 4.
Yeah, that's sad. But he is going to wipe that out. The Phoboses are being banked. He's not even using them. He's just going to keep them in the back.
How many is he going to get before he attacks?
I don't know. He wants his cinematic moment. Mavericks are going to get cleaned by the Amaranths.
Is that enough Amaranth? I guess it is.
Yeah, it's more coming in. Now, if the counterpunch comes in and knock out upper 3, we could see the Phoboses actually be used. We'll see. He's got 5 of them.
Well, I mean, HonMonO's put himself in a position here where the Phobos have to win, which is actually pretty dicey when you think about it, because they're very slow. They're strong, but they're not unstoppable. Mm-hmm. They're not like Hippogriffs where they can sort of just, use the range. And he's hitting the production, and, HonMonO is being deployed. I'll make some Hurricanes, but... Oh, they are? Oh, they are? Where are they?
Upper 12, they're coming on in. They're going to fly over and defend that upper 3, and... I don't know, man. You're right that they are very slow. This is going to be a slow and painful demise for Trigger. And it's going to result in the captaincies being destroyed.
If he did have Ancestrals, right, and he could be like building a bunch of Pariahs somewhere, Patriarchs somewhere, plus Pariahs maybe. Maybe you can get the engagement or like the stasis. I mean, obviously this army can't do anything here. But you can avoid the death loop and sort of rotate around, right? Although, I guess he's where they're being built. Man, can they even kill those Amaranths? They're healing. He's healing.
Yeah, the one in the top left, it finally dies. There's so many more for him to deal with. The Amaranths are the way. Trigger has decided the Amaranths are the way.
I regret so much mentioning Amaranths to him now, because now I have to see this. He's just all vulnerable. So he can't even clean up this base, because it's just constantly slicing away. Okay, they do get pushed back, and they're moving on the Protoss main. Now look, Protoss is only on like tier 2, so actually there's nothing in this main that's that important. Once again, he built a Unitary. He could start any tech he likes in the bottom left, but he's got everything everywhere. Losing the main is not a big deal more than just like what else it has in it. And he's like hitting the economy.
Frustration. What he needs right now is Unars. Dude, I can't believe HonMonO has just abandoned his entire game. He's no longer playing RTS, he's playing Phobos Commander.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he's building as many as he can, but there's units around his base. They're like infiltrating everywhere suddenly. No Mason is safe. And look, there's Masons everywhere. This one has 8 kills on the right. They're heading into the top. I mean, there's a Phobos there to stop that, I suppose. And Minotaurs are out now, which will be good for cleaning this up quicker. Yeah, there we go. You can see it firing away.
Oh, upper 9 has been discovered. Main base being
Cantors cannot
natural
shoot
being
up,
attacked.
sadly.
Yeah.
We should make that Malefactor allow everything to shoot up.
Yeah. I can't believe it, dude.
Alright, I think he's going to slowly whittle them down.
What a way to close the game.
There seem to be Phobos everywhere that you need them. I mean, he's still out here just killing workers left, right, and center.
What a bizarre finish to the show match. Win or lose, but it seems like HonMonO will take the last $10 in the most cinematic and bizarre fashion. 7 more Phobos are coming in. Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is not going to be the unit that does the job.
He is making a
gets
Unar.
Like 100 of them.
The Unar is a good move for this because if you get like, oh man, actually I don't know. I think you would need 12 Unars and you start one-shotting Phobos, which is an acceptable amount. Like you can make that, but not with this many Phobos, right?
If the game goes like another 20 minutes, if you drag... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, if he drags it out that long, he can build like 100 land effects and then they'll actually do something. Because the Phobos have no splash, but unfortunately the land effects did rally into like the firing line. And Protoss is finally getting wedged into the corner. There are still Amaranths in the Terran Mineral lines. Make no mistake, that's going to be happening. But today I learned 2 Hurricanes cannot kill 1 Amaranth.
How about 19 Hurricanes at 6 o'clock? Maybe that'll do it.
That guy got roasted. But yeah, Protoss is getting wedged in here now. He's got nowhere left to run. He did a lot of good counter damage. They'll say of this battle that it was not worth the losses. The land effects are, making some bright lights appear in the consoles of the pilots, but that's about it.
That's right. That is a wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, our Terran champion, our man of the people, our HonMonO, has secured the bag. 10 wins, the most anyone has won in a show match, just about sets the record. And as a result, takes home $120 from this show match. Cleaned house.
Yeah, very well done. Showed his strength for sure. And I hope these other players got something out of it. I definitely think by the end, both of them playing much better. I mean, obviously, Yakov had to figure out what the safer opening was, but when he got past it, he looked pretty good. And Trigger looked definitely the best in that last game. I mean, he was doing a lot of harassment and stuff. Just need to queue less, please.
Yeah, I gotta say, HonMonO, on your screens now, he's pointing right at the bag that he just got. He says, that's mine.
That's what he's putting in.
That's mine. So, yeah, honestly, it's been really cool to see them all play. I was very happy that they were willing to, that they were interested in doing it, that they were down to do it. And, of course, I mean, the show matches never end, right? But the fact of the matter is, we did have a South Korean victory here today. Obviously, we had Mr. Trigger, who's technically like hailing from Canada. He's living in South Korea right now. And he was also able to rock up and, show his Protoss stuff. Definitely a lot to learn for him. We'll see if he's interested in coming back for another one. YoungYakov, though, I really feel like what might have been, there's a couple of times he came so very close to making it happen. And so for that, I have to pour one out for the guy. And you know what? The match on the tokamak port, Magnetron, the second time that Trigger took to that map, it was versus HonMonO. He looked like he could have taken that game as well. And maybe even on Maximus had it gone a bit differently. But HonMonO wanted his damn Phobos. He wanted his Phobos.
And he got him. He got what he wanted.
That's right. Guys, thank you for joining us for this show match. If you go to streamlabs.com/pronogo, you can donate towards our show match funding goal for number 5. That's in a week. It's Boneth versus DeWalt PvP, a 9-game series. $130 is our goal. So please give whatever you can. It is in a week's time. It's going to be a very exciting time. And we appreciate your support. As a result of this show match, like I said, HonMonO cleaning up, getting loads of cash, an outrageous amount of cash. And, of course, Trigger and YoungYakov with less of a share of it as a result of that. But I still, as mentioned, hope that you guys had a good time here. Playing Cosmonarchy is definitely different than playing StarCraft 2 and different than playing StarCraft 1. And so I hope that these guys had a good time, even though HonMonO, he just installed. Meanwhile, he has all of the meta downloaded. You know what I mean? So that's,
he didn't need that advantage of saying that to win.
I know,
he definitely knew what he was doing.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny there. It's kind of funny that way. But yeah, it's been a pretty good time. I'm hoping that we can get some more homies involved soon. If you guys want to pile into the Twitch chat, we will go ahead and raid DeWalt, who seems to be streaming right about now. And so that would be very cool for us to support that homie. He is, like I mentioned, in a week's time playing against Boneth. 9-game series of PvP. It's going to be a good time. So I'll arm the raid for you guys, and that will be where we go from here. Thanks, everybody who has joined us for the show match. I will see you all very soon. And Nebline, thank you for joining me for the cast. Do you have any final words?
I'm going to bed. It's almost morning.
It's almost morning. Bedtime for Nebline. GG's. Thanks for staying up,
right.
man.
Good night.